visit you, or you didn't visit me.
Me, the thing is too is I researched also around on this the Spanish flu. That was like kind of the same thing. They put masks on people. They shut up. They closed a lot of
I only
stores.
for my doctor.
They were doing. That was the same play. It was the same play. And what happened is everybody who got it, who got the protection, those are the one that bye bye. They all play with the story. The story was, oh, the soldiers came back from war from another country. Oh, they brought in something. Oh, to scare. Go get help. Bye bye. Anyways, bros, it's very simple. You you got to know Satan's on top running the show right now. So when he tells you, listen, there's two things. There's the Lord and there's Satan. If you take a seed that will grow, you put it in the ground, it will grow, make life. That's the Lord's work. Eat nuts, eat buckwheat. If you choose Satan's way, you're gonna take the box of Kellogg's with the happy faces on it, to the cartoon faces.
With that.
That's their shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's you guys. You need to protect your children.
Massimo,
Go ahead.
stuff still grows in shit.
Yes.
And okay, so
We grow stuff in shit.
Dan, did you want to hold on? Dan, did you want to say something?
Well, yeah, actually, the first things first. Actually, what I wanted to say is, it doesn't really matter. Like, if you took the vaccine, okay, that's your choice. If you didn't take the vaccine, that's your choice. So I want to put that out there too. I'm not going to glorify whether or not a person took the vaccine or not, because I think in the end of the day, it's still everyone's choice to take it. The other part is I'm going to mention too is that when it comes to the vaccines, we actually did. We were developing it, and this let me finish the spot too. When it comes to the vaccine, we actually were developing a vaccine previously on another variant of COVID-19 back in 2002 for SARS 1, and that was actually back in 2002. And pretty much what was happening is that it took them 19, 20 years to develop that version of the vaccine. However, what happened was that when COVID-19 came out, they had to rush and actually get that vaccine more updated to what we have today. And unfortunately, they didn't do the proper testing. They didn't do the proper safety measures. They didn't do anything else. And that's one of the things that I had a big issue with. But I was still willing to actually go and get vaccinated myself personally. But like I said, everyone has their own choice. Everyone has their own issues. Unfiltered, I'm going to say right now is that, I feel sorry that they prevented you from actually seeing your daughter's thing.
Well, they tried to. It didn't work. They tried to. I fought it. Like I made a scene, and they kind of gave up. They're like, okay, we'll just stand in the back and you can watch. I'm like, good enough. I'm going to be there. Even with they limited my sister's funeral because, you know what I mean? Because of COVID, I couldn't have a proper funeral for her. I was barely allowed there because I'm unvaccinated, but it's your sister, so we're going to allow you to be here.
That's ridiculous.
Bravo, applauds to you.
Right?
Machina, would you mind?
Bro, unfiltered.
Oh, hang on. Let's just.
You withstood.
No, hold on. Let Dan finish. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, and anyways, I was going to say though,
right.
And the thing is that when it comes to people who couldn't get vaccinated or who might have been injured by it too, unfortunately, and I have an analogy that explains kind of thing. Let's say fringe. Let's say you're allergic to peanuts, right? And let's say I'm not allergic to peanuts, but let's say unfiltered had the potential to be allergic to peanuts. Okay. Now stick with that analogy for the time being. Now let's say there was a vaccine to help cure cancer, or not cure cancer, but help to prevent cancer. But the vaccine, the protein that they needed, was originated from the peanut, genome, and they had to extract that genome from the peanut to actually help with the vaccine. Now you wouldn't be able to take it, fringe, because it is originated from a peanut, and you would be not well. Unfiltered, since you have the potential to be allergic to peanuts, you would have known what would if it would injure you or not. So it's taking at your own risk. And since I'm not allergic to peanuts, if I took it, I'm fine. But unfortunately, though, that's how it kind of happens. Is sometimes that we have an underlying condition where we can't take it, or sometimes we have a condition where it's not.
I can't eat cinnamon. Anything that has cinnamon in it, I can't eat it.
Yeah.
I break out. There's something about cinnamon in my body. My mouth loves it. Like it tastes great. Like I'm not gonna lie, okay? But my body does not
My
appreciate.
mouth loves it.
You know what I mean? My body does not appreciate.
But we
it,
didn't know that
I'm
though. That's
sorry.
the thing.
Well, the other thing too is that analogy stinks because they said you have to take it,
Yeah.
or you can't work,
Yeah.
or you can't travel,
Well,
or you can't
choice.
go to a
I also,
restaurant or a
so you all
movie.
know, I do have a respiratory issue. So with this being a respiratory disease, I did call my doctor, and he said it's a respiratory thing. If you're gonna stay home, that's your choice not to get it. But you got to remember, your family is out in public. Just because you're not doesn't mean your family's not.
Right.
I went, okay, what happens if they're vaccinated? He goes, it's still 50-50.
Can I make a
No,
real
I
quick
agree.
statement about that? The fact that it's respiratory. The fact that it's respiratory, everyone knows what the mucous membrane is, right? In our nose and our eyes and stuff.
I won't say no.
It's called mucosal. I forgot the phrase, but basically, part of your immune system starts in the beginning of your nose and in your throat, like the mucous membrane there. That's your early detection system. When you get the shot, that early detection system does not get activated.
Well, no, because it's
It
already
actually gets
already activated though.
it doesn't get activated, it gets overwritten. It's called ADE. Basically, the immune system gets trained to look for a specific thing and overlooks other things.
Correct.
So the fact that people got vaccinated and got the shot means that they got it injected deep within their body, deep within their circulatory system, and it basically bypassed all the protections. Your body has multi-layered protections against things like this, and it bypassed all of those protections and put it basically like a Trojan horse right in the heart of Troy. You know what I mean? It went right through the gate, and all the other parts of your immune system didn't get trained. The best thing to do for any virus, anywhere, at any time, is to just get it and let your body deal with it. Do the things like I'm gonna probably get dinged for misinformation, but the whole reason that ivermectin worked is because ivermectin kept the virus from bonding to the cells in order to get reproduced. It kept that from happening. That's why it worked. I think the same with hydrochloroquine.
Yeah.
Just be well nourished, get rest, and let your immune system do the work that has been involved for billions of years.
Right.
I would never fault a person that got it and got boosters. And why would I do that? Like, it was your choice. Obviously, you're educated enough that you decided that, hey, I don't need it or I do need it.
But they didn't though.
I'm
They
not.
didn't.
People that
It's
didn't though. There's
literally
people that
poison.
didn't though. There's people that did, but I'll tell you that no one can tell me that if you were put to the choice and they said this to you, when that goof first announced his speech was the jobs are available for all who want them. So that would be a choice. If I presented to you like that, that would be a choice. And I can bet you we wouldn't be talking about this today. You know why? Because people wouldn't have had that coercion. But when somebody tells you that you can't work, you're not allowed in society, you're not allowed on a bus, you're not allowed to eat at a restaurant. What does that sound like to people? That's segregation. That's segregation. That's what that is. Because you didn't want to follow the fucking narrative.
You know, the moment they told me that I could not do this, I went, I'm gonna do it. Like, you know what I mean? My mental health wasn't, and to me, important at that point. My daughter graduating was a little bit more important.
Of course. My gosh, that's a one-time thing. Why wouldn't you want to see that? That's heartbreaking.
You know what I mean? And when they did it with I was not allowed to be the best man at my buddy's wedding because everyone in the wedding party decided to have the vaccination. I told him, buddy, this is one fight. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to stand behind it. I'm not gonna do it. And he's like, well, I'm gonna have to replace you then. I'm like, well, that's your choice. Like I can't stop you, but this is one fight I'm not gonna back down from. I don't want it. I don't think I need it. I'm good. If I'm wrong, guess what? I made a mistake. My bad.
Yeah, no, that's right. But
Can I just want to tell unfiltered one thing? Okay, we said about your cinnamon. There's fake cinnamon and real cinnamon. I bet you're allergic to this cinnamon.
Real cinnamon.
Okay,
I can't like apple.
Yeah, look, this is fake cinnamon. See this? This is fake cinnamon. Real cinnamon is this. Look inside.
Hold on.
This is tree bark.
Okay, I'm gonna tell.
Look here. I'll call them both together.
Hold on.
Okay?
I'm allergic.
There's both together.
I'm gonna let you hold on.
Okay, this is tree bark.
Hold on.
Try this.
I'm gonna let you know. The reason I know.
And this is real cinnamon. Look. I can crush this. No problem. This is very healthy. This stuff with this. That's real cinnamon. This you cannot.
And hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you know something. Okay?
You go to those go to the Sri Lankan supermarket sometimes and see the real cinnamon is like this. No, that's not the real cinnamon. You see that? That's what I gotta tell you. In this cinnamon,
Massimo,
very good for diet.
Hold on. The
Okay.
reason I know
That's why they're switching it up.
is a place that I went to places that natural bakeries, like grandma type bakeries, I think. I went to Saint Cinnamon. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that place. It was in my local area. And I went, ooh, they're having a deal, 2 for $5. And I ate 2 of them. And I ate them with happy pride. Okay. And from that moment on, my body said, not a chance. Like anything, if it even has like apple crisp. Everyone knows apple crisp. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
But apple crisp gotta have that same, you know what I mean? A little bit of cinnamon in there. I can't do that. Okay.
Just to show you how to identify. Just look, there's difference. This one, look at this and look at this. This one I can't crush. I can never crush. That's all.
Bake.
Not because that's all. Try this type of cinnamon.
No.
It crushes right away. It's different.
He's
It's not
probably
really-
getting
this
a
is actually
rash
really
right
good
now.
for you.
I don't even eat cinnamon.
No, because
No.
he's taking this. I'm
Massimo,
telling him try some real
Massimo.
cinnamons. That's how you identify.
Cinnamon candies. I can't.
That's all I'm saying.
Anything that has a cinnamon, fake cinnamon, like if there's porridge in my house, the cinnamon and brown sugar porridge in my house, my kids love that shit. Okay, I couldn't physically do the dishes when they were done. My wife had to do them, so then I would finish the rest of it. Because if I accidentally ingest it, I'm going to break it no matter what. Because for some reason I like licking my fingers. I think I'm like a crippled licker. I don't know. But my fingers seem like they need to be licked a lot. I don't know. I have a problem. Okay, leave me alone.
Unfiltered.
all right, so hang on a
What
sec.
was the place you went to?
Oh, sorry.
called?
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Look.
Sorry.
What?
The person is asking, what was the place called? The mom and pop shop you went to?
For what?
The cinnamon rolls.
Saint Cinnamon.
Saint Cinnamon.
Saint Cinnamon. It was in a mall. In my
That sounds
local.
familiar.
in my
It
local
sounds
mall in
familiar to me. I
Belleville.
think I have one around here somewhere because I swear I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm telling you, it was delicious. Like it, and all it was freshly out of the oven too, so it had nice glistening glaze. It was so good. I was running in the hospital for 10 hours. It was good, but
Oh gosh, that's awful. So guys, hang on a second. I don't think Dan was finished his point. So Dan,
sorry,
go
guys,
ahead.
my bad.
No, it's not. That's okay. No, don't worry. We get carried away. It's okay. No, all of us do. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh no, that's okay. I actually
I
just,
just didn't think you finished.
Just hurry up.
I didn't think that you finished though, Dan. That's why.
Well, that's okay. Technically speaking, like it gave everyone a chance to talk, and it got me more of a chance to actually think more about what I was going to say. So if anyone wanted to talk more, then it gives me more of a chance to think about what to say. But
No problem.
but one of the things I was trying to say though, I know some people were wondering about the difference between mRNA and RNA, and the difference between those two is the fact that when it comes to RNAs, the RNA was actually more so the inert version of the virus of COVID-19. Well, mRNA is the spike protein itself. and that's the only difference between those two right there. But I was trying to think what I was going to say, but I can't stay on too much longer to see Fringe. I do have to go for a little bit to go and sign
Oh,
my
no
cat
problem.
forms.
Yeah, no
But,
problem. No
but
problem.
anyways, I just wanted to say that about it. Well,
Look, that's
but
did you say you got the vaccine?
yeah, I did.
Okay, during that time, if we were friends, would you and me still have gotten together, knowing that I would not be vaccinated, but you are? But would you and me still have gotten together? Would you feel
Yes.
comfortable doing it?
Yeah, I wouldn't deny that because just because you didn't get vaccinated, but and I did, wouldn't mean that we can't still hang out because I trust the whatever I have inside my body
It
right now,
happened to
the
me.
white
My
blood
friends
cells.
would not hang out. My friends, my kids didn't care. My friends, they cared.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
And-
not,
and-
but in the beginning,
hanging out.
in the beginning, you would just said the same thing, Dr. Dan. In the beginning, when they were talking, maybe now you're saying, "Oh, there's no such
In the
thing."
beginning.
No,
In the beginning, would you have sat down to a coffee shop with him,
yes.
I don't think so.
I'm just unmasked. Like I didn't wear a mask. The only time I ever wore a mask was for my doctor because I love my doctor. He's awesome. You know what I mean? If he wanted me to wear a mask, I wore a mask. He's like, "You want the shot?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Cool. Have a good day."
Actually, this is the funny thing. It's not to do with anything to do with the COVID-19 or anything like that. I prefer people wearing masks because I'm sorry, but some people's breath stinks. I used to work at a grocery store, and whenever I had customers come in,
You're not
some of them
wrong.
had
It
really
happened.
bad breath. And
No,
if
but I
I
just
could wear a mask and not smell that person's breath,
have
that's
seen
fine.
the negativity.
But
My mom,
other than that, you can wear a mask all you want. I can wear a mask, and I'd be perfectly happy with that too.
have family members, Dan. If you are unvaccinated and you're outside of the house, and my family knew, they had no problems ratting your ass out. That's the problem. They took it to
That's horrible.
that's how extreme they were about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what
no.
they. I saw the negative
Yeah,
parts.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry.
So
But,
guys,
like,
Bree, did you want to say something?
Oh no, I was just waving for some reason.
Oh,
No, it's just
okay.
horrible how people have been to each other and how they really separated us over
Yeah.
false information at the end of the day.
Yeah. Because the same people that were saying when we said it at the beginning that were bad, then they talked about Johnson and Johnson and now AstraZeneca. And I said AstraZeneca too. And people told me I should be unalived. I'm uneducated. I'm dumb. I would never wish someone's unaliving in my life over anything. Even if I didn't like you, I would never wish that on you ever in my heart. And I've been told stuff like that. And now what? I feel like going back to those people and go, oh, well, let's see. But I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? At the same time, I know you should. Do it for me.
If I listen to
Well, they
enough,
told me I should have my daughter taken from me and that
That's
I should do the same
disgusting.
thing,
Stuff like
be
that.
unalived. And I was like, are you serious right now? I'm just trying to be nice. Like,
Yeah, I know. I would never say that. And you know the funny part of that? Hold on a sec, Unfiltered. I'll tell you the funny part of this, and I repeated it early on in this live, is the people that are, not all the people, but some of the people that are jabbed don't even support the ones that are injured. How disgusting is that? How disgusting that they come in here and tell me, why am I talking about this? Because those people don't have a choice and they have to live with that. That's why I talk about it, because we should be supporting people. That's why I talk about it. And it's just,
I pick and choose. I pick and choose. Like if you're gonna tell me I can't be here because I'm vaccinated, I'm unvaccinated. Well, to me, is that a fight I want to fight at that moment? Probably not. My daughter's saying I fought. That was something for me to fight against. You know what I mean? My sister's, I picked the reasons to fight. You know what I mean? I went to the grocery store one week. The next week they're like, "Oh, you can't come in here." I'm like, "You just let me in." Laugh. Oh no, we didn't. Yeah, you kind of did. Like, if you want to look back at your tapes, I was here a week ago. You didn't say fuck. All of a sudden now I'm not allowed in here. And I didn't argue. I just argued with the guy at the door. Like I just turned around. Okay, I just give me more reason to stay home. Okay, you know what I mean? Like I didn't argue it. I picked and choose what to me was worth fighting for.
yeah,
it's worth
fighting.
I was going to say real quick, friends, because I got to get going here.
Yeah, no problem.
But I'll be back on if you're still on, though.
Yeah, of course.
But just wanted to say, though, for anyone who did get vaccinated and who were injured by it, I do feel sorry for that happened to you. And I want to say, though, we shouldn't be treating each other differently just because we got vaccinated or not.
Exactly.
In the end of the day, we're all still humans. We're all still people, and we should be treating each other with respect. We shouldn't be discriminating anybody because of that as well. And I think we all should just, take a step back and say, where's human decency in judging somebody just because they got vaccinated or not?
Well, it's the
That's what I say.
vaccinated ones that are doing that. It was never the unvaccinated. We never ever
Yeah,
ever said, oh, you got vaccinated, you're this. That all that dialogue started from people who thought they were better than not you, Dan, but I'm saying people that thought they were better than someone else and somehow felt more privileged than me. That I laugh every day though when I say I worked at the gym and you guys thought everybody was vaccinated there, and guess what? I wasn't. I sold your memberships. I sat beside you and I sold you the memberships. I wasn't allowed to work out there, but I was there every day. So every day you and I chatted, and I heard them discriminate against anybody. And I told them straight up, there's so many people. I said, well, I'm not vaccinated. What are you going to do about it? Like, I'm not.
My friends, they're like, if it's an unvaccinated area, they'll definitely let me. They know what I mean. But if it's an area, because there is a building here that we have in town that you must wear your mask and you must have at least all your vaccinations up to date. I don't go in there. I don't need to go in there, right? My friends, they like to go in there. They enjoy going in there. You know what I mean? But they don't. Like, if that night comes up, they don't call me. They don't make it an issue. You know what I mean? We can hang out. We have 7 other days to hang out, per se. You know what I mean? Or 6 other days to hang out. I don't need to be with you guys that day.
But anyways, I was going to say one last thing though too. I hope everyone is well and unfiltered. Even though you're not vaccinated, I still would go have a coffee for it if I could. Only because just because you're a human still, and if you want to go grab coffee, let's go grab coffee. That's what I'm going to say. But anyway, I do have to get going though. Like I said,
All right, bye, Dan.
Hopefully, but I'll be back
Have a
here on.
good day.
Have a good day.
What don't you believe? What
Do a
don't you believe?
detox.
Yeah, do some detox.
And a metal detox. A parasite detox.
What do you mean, don't
And
believe?
colloidal gold.
There's so much. The thing is that there is a placebo that was given out, and people that didn't have the symptoms or whatever, I'm happy that was given out. So they don't understand that may be why, someone said, well, I got it, nothing happened to me. Well, I'm glad nothing happened to you because that's not my goal. My goal is
Though.
Yet, exactly.
But the
There's
doctor
things
will
that come at different times, right?
But
Yeah.
the doctor will
Turn on the frequency.
The doctor will
Hold
offer.
on, check this out. Remember? Yeah, wait a second, guys. Do you remember at the beginning when they were talking about how it had to be frozen, had to be kept at very low temperatures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with
Problem with-
Q-tips.
And then they stopped caring about it. They were just like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. Just use up your stuff. Who cares? It's all good." So the whole thing is, I think a lot of the initial doses were viable. You know what I mean? They were kept at the proper temperatures. They were frozen right. People got the initial doses. A lot of the doses after that, the quality control, because they were trying to push it out. But a lot of people got doses instead of 100%, like maybe 30, 40.
But
Yeah, and there are a lot.
They change the rules all the time. There's always something new about now. Now they're going to say, "Oh, we found out AstraZeneca," and people in the public are going to go along with it and go, "Oh yeah. Oh, that's why." But they were fighting tooth and nail a little bit ago before they said that no, that I'm a conspiracy theorist, but no, I'm right, and it's going to go down the pipe. It's going to go down the line. It's going to go down
There
the
was
line.
also like Pfizer. They changed their formula 3 or 4 times as well.
There you go.
I got. Okay. I'm
What's
trying
that?
to think from the person that I watched my wife. She never got a booster. She got the first one. Okay. Like I said, I've watched more negative. Like everyone's gonna say, your wife's gonna eventually. I'm like, well, thanks for letting me feel
No,
great.
we're not going to think that. We're not putting that into the.
No, but that's happened. That's the sad part of. Like I said, I've seen the negative part of all this. Because it's happened. Like when people look like I've had friends go, if you don't do this, you leave your family behind, or they're leaving you. Now I have other friends that are like, oh, you're gonna be eventually by yourself. I'm like, well, it happens in life anyways. Okay, so it gets speed up. Okay, you know what I mean? What are you supposed to do? Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be vaccinated. I can't help you. My bad.
At the end of the day, Unfiltered, your wife made her choice. Like she made her choice, and it was really her that made the choice. It's not really on you. So that's hard. That's terrible for people to say that to you, because it's like you can't control what your wife's going to do or want to do. At the other end, if she was forced, then I feel for her because that
Yes,
isn't
yeah.
fair,
Yeah,
and
basically,
I still feel sad.
she's the head of the Circle K in my local area. She
And
runs.
they made her do that. They made her to
Oh
take
yeah,
it.
if they
I
wanted
have
her
a
to
form
keep her
too
job,
where
she had to have it done.
Oh, hang on. Bree wants to
can't-
tell you something.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they can't force you to do it. I have a video that's pinned on the top of my thing that shows all of your rights where they can't force you to get vaccinated, and I have an affidavit and stuff for Canada.
My wife didn't
about-
even argue. Like they told her, "Hey, you need to get to work here." Like I said, she didn't argue it. She's in the public eye.
Listen,
You know what I mean? She
Right,
hadn't.
right.
She didn't
then
fight
just
it.
like
You know what I mean? She
the
didn't care. She
detox
let
and
me
stuff
do
for
it.
her.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like
detox and
I'm in
all
the-
that, yeah,
Heavy
but
metal detox will help
The
to
whole-
avoid
whole-
prions.
Like they put a spit mask up and everything like that in the store. Like she just did it because she doesn't fight. She didn't care. Like, okay, I got it done. Yay. She looked
Well,
at me. I went, nope. She goes, okay. And we still love each other. We still hang out. We still like, you know what I mean? Like but I do have family members that look at me and go, do we
Hey,
invite
Unfiltered.
him? Because
Hey,
he is not
Unfiltered.
vaccinated.
Unfiltered, to relate to your story, I kind of lost a friend. Like when the initial part of COVID stuff started, I think after the point where I was like, okay, this is a nothing burger, right? This isn't a big deal. And I was like, hey man, where you at? I can come over and say hello. He's like, no man, you can't come over. Nobody's coming over who's not. And I was kind of hurt by that. But he got vaxxed because his girl got vaxxed for her job. She was a receptionist somewhere. And they told her to do it, so she did it. And I begged him not to do it. And he gave me a lot of pushback.
It took
And then
me after my sister passed away, when the police officer found out that I was unvaccinated, it took me a week later for them to say, okay, go identify your sister. A week later, because I was unvaccinated, they had to get special permission to let me be in that building to identify my sister when she passed away.
Okay, so here's the deal. So it's two parts to this. The first part is the people who didn't get vaxxed rightfully feel proud because they withstood an enormous amount of psychological pressure. Literally, they turned every dial that they could find on people to get them to get the shot, right? But at the same time, human nature that leads to a certain smugness, and that's why a lot of people in that community who attack, because honestly I'm just regretful that anyone was ever forced to take it. And I think the people who pushed it, propagandized it, put it out, they all need to swing. You know what I mean?
I think it came out wrong. If they would have just kind of added it and kind of said, hey, this is just part of the natural vaccines that are happening.
No,
You
it's
must.
evil. It's
You must.
evil.
It's a bioweapon.
The
It's meant
bioweapon.
to
If they would have came out
do a lot of
presentation
bad.
wise differently and said, hey, we're just going to add this to the vaccine list, if they're saying you must have this.
Women is still taking it. I already when he brought out his speech and said for all who want them, because that was originally his speech, for all who
Yeah.
want them. I didn't want it because I don't even get a flu shot in my life because I don't get sick. So why the hell should I get another shot?
And I'm
Exactly.
scared of needles, so I was like, hell no.
I'm not scared of needles. I take my blood every 3 months because I have a thyroid issue. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't involuntarily say, hey, poke me. No, I don't. I do because I have to, not because I volunteer. I don't give blood. You want my blood? You better hope that you knock me out and steal it because I ain't volunteering shit.
And like it's saying something when they have to bribe us with money to take it, and
Yep.
pizza, or in the States it was like hamburgers.
Yeah,
Like, that's really messed up. And that's when you gotta be
Basketball
like,
tickets.
this is clearly not okay.
a free meal. They offer.
They're laughing in your face with that. And one thing now, the doctors are not really coming out. I do not trust them. They're not coming out. They're all scared to lose their job. You know, they see right now what's going in there. They're not. You don't hear even on the low, like they come out of their cell, talk to the nurses. No, they're just shutting them off. They're going as planned. You know,
Because
and
they
one
get
thing was
paid.
funny when everybody back then, yeah, but come on, so you're taking the dollars to get to unalive people, you know? It's like, bro, I stay the hell away from them, bro. A doctor comes talk to me, I'll pull out a cross.
I agree.
Stay away. That's how I do. I
Western
deal with them.
medicine is
You know?
Yeah, I got
not meant to
questions.
cure
Okay.
us.
If this would all started and we were in a mall, would you guys willingly walk up and we'll start a conversation like we are right now, not knowing if I'm vaccinated or not? Okay, no one knows. I don't know if you are or not. Would you start the whole conversation and say, hey, by the way, are you vaccinated?
No, I would never ask somebody. I
No.
don't give a shit.
That's what I'm wondering. If this was in public, we are all sitting in a mall. We're at the, you know what I'm talking about. You all been in a mall. Come on. I know I'm old. I ain't fucking old. Okay. We all been in a mall. Okay. We're sitting at the food court. We're all chipping and chopping. Okay.
Well,
See what I'm saying? Like,
hang on. Slight
I was
caveat.
working at a
I
tattoo
will
parlor when this all went down and stuff.
Oh,
Like
I
didn't
will
know
say
that.
this.
are
I
you
will say
close?
this. If I'm
Free of
dating,
that? I got free skin. You can tattoo. I promise.
Hang real quick, if I'm dating a girl, that is one of the questions I ask now.
Yeah,
Why?
that's the only time I ask.
Yeah.
But why though?
dating.
Just my curiosity. Like,
Dating.
Because honestly, I think that this is gonna get transcribed into the human DNA.
Yeah.
It's gonna go into the genome, and that'll give my kid I think
So-
25%
And
chance.
if she's vaccinated, you might not even get a kid.
Exactly.
my question. Okay, so is that kind of like, okay, for women, for example, for yourself, Brie, obviously, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Is that a deal breaker that, hey, in the end, you guys are together, you finally have a good conversation, and he goes, by the way, I am not vaxxed. Right there.
Oh
do
no,
you-
I'm not vax, so I'm like, cool, Gucci.
I mean,
If he's vaccinated,
I mean, he is. And he's
Okay,
upset.
I won't date him. I'll be his friend, but I won't date him
Yeah.
because
Well,
there's
hang
shedding
out.
involved, and there's ways that it can get transferred and
But
stuff
what
like that.
happens if he was forced to do because of his job?
This
It doesn't
Yes,
matter
Well,
why.
that sucks for him. Unfortunately, due to my own health, and I want to stay as healthy as I can, I'm not interested in having something potentially transmitted from shedding.
Okay.
And
no,
if
no,
there's
I
been
just-
paperwork
There's one
that
thing
shows that they do
I
shed.
believe. No, this one thing I don't believe the shedding part. Okay, this got you going to get versatile. Whatever they put in you, it stays. It doesn't shed. It doesn't
Actually,
multiply.
all
It stays in. It's
vaccines
hard to
shed.
take out.
we
And there's
shed-
scientific
That's the
studies
storyline.
and
I do
reports
not
about that.
believe it.
We
I do not
shed
believe
so
that.
much.
You think so? So these things are reproducing themselves. They're
No,
carpooling, they're
no.
woman,
They're
and
basically hang on. So this is what happens. So
Okay,
this is what's happening with the vaccine. They're encased in what's
It's to-
known as a lipid nanoparticle, right?
Yeah.
It's a glycoethanol glycemic. It's kind of like a sugar thing. Basically, what happens,
by the way.
They have the hydrogel.
encapsulated in that, it's a hydrogel. Thank you, and
Yeah,
it
and then they're little
wanders
capsules.
everywhere throughout the body.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
And
goes
they
everywhere.
carry different
So
So
some of the
things
shit
in
is-
them,
basically,
like
these things are
Ebola,
reproducing. That's what you guys saying.
British
But well, listen to her. She's
and
trying to tell you.
I'm
Marburg.
not saying they're reproducing. I'm saying they're free floating.
So how
throughout the
can you
human
shed? I don't
body.
understand.
All
They-
vaccines,
okay.
when you get them, you
Yes,
do
you're-
shed.
All right, hang on. Yeah, if I'm with a woman, right, and she got the shot, that means that these lipid nanoparticles in her ovaries, and her vaginal canal, and her blood, and her tissues everywhere. They literally can
semen.
bypass the
Well,
blood-brain barrier.
Maybe we
So they
could
go
simplify
everywhere.
this.
They go in her breast everywhere.
Everywhere,
right?
and in the man
So
too.
if-
Everyone.
So what
No,
we need to realize too,
You
Mashima,
encounter it.
I believe you. It's not good to have a kid with her, but
You
if
won't
you
have
stay with
listen.
somebody, you're not gonna catch it. It's
Machismo.
Many of your
Machismo,
Yeah.
listen. When you
So-
come inside a woman, the woman's body absorbs the semen.
Whoa.
It's a known fact,
Well,
right?
like
It's
graduated high
scientifically
school.
it happens.
okay.
A
But
woman's
okay,
body will absorb the testosterone and the semen throughout her body.
okay, I got
No
you. But
fluids
let me
or
tell you,
anything like-
the shots are pretty small. They're like little nanoparticles that launches into you.
Free. I'm
So they could get with all these towers that I showed you that they're saying even the street lights they work
I
with
don't give a fuck.
with 5G, you know. So
Fine.
this is they don't just jump in everywhere. This is another thing to get you going against
ready?
the
Do you- I
the
like-
vaxxed against the unvaxxed. But yeah,
My daughter
okay,
did
to have
that
a
one.
kid with somebody, yeah. But I'm telling you, those things are large. Or they're large into you somewhere, and that's
My
like
daughter did that
star
one.
constellations. How you name star constellations is how these particles in the sky, the stars are standing to each other. Orion's belt, it gets a name. So when these
don't
things
care
are
if you're
lodged in
professional.
and somebody else, they're all going somewhere different. They could see with them towers. They could see. They know that's your number. They don't need a number. It's exactly what it is. But they don't reproduce and they come out of your body. They might, but I don't think it's gonna get into your sperm. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it does
saying?
get into your
But
sperm, and there's scientific studies that prove it.
okay, that's your point of view. And
It's not
I'll
my
tell you
point
one
of view.
thing,
It's
okay?
scientific studies.
Okay. Let me just say one thing and I'll shut up again. Okay. There's a guy who comes out of the cave. Okay. He sees a man. He sees plants has female, male, bees, all insects, everything female. There's another guy that comes out from Harvard. He has all the college. He'll tell you, no, you were born with real, but you're actually a woman. Now, if you get duped by big words, that's your opinion. Me, I know where my logic is. That's all I'm saying.
So you think
And there's
it'll
science
affect a
right now.
woman, but not
It's
a
all
man's
bullshit. Right
semen?
now, let me tell you what science is right now. Somebody owns the platform and they put in all their guys, their scientists, and tell you that's science. Science is true. But right now it's a platform that's owned and they put people on.
Science.
But they're not scientists.
Yeah.
Side note.
They're just there to give you a message.
I'm gonna make a
Science,
side note.
not the
I like
science that's
food.
being pushed out, the same type of
I
stuff.
have one for-
I understand, but I understand.
The rest are all done by people that know how to. You know how to trace? Free?
Oh,
Damn,
yeah, no,
ribosome.
I can tattoo. I have my own machines and stuff.
You know how to trace,
I know how
right?
things get
Yeah,
transcribed
very
into
interesting.
DNA,
But that's not what we're
RNA.
talking about right now.
I know that perhaps is.
Have your own machines you can
I mean,
test.
I can
That's what you're saying? You
No,
can
he's
test if
talking
someone's
about
shedding.
something
That's what you
else.
just screamed?
No, there's something else. But the thing is we have to know that if since it's through your body, what makes you think that it wouldn't be transferred to someone else's body? That's the thing. Like,
And he also said it wouldn't be in men's semen, but it's in women.
no,
Like
it
it's
wouldn't.
What about breast milk
it is in all
It
that.
has to do with
and feeding it to the
it's more
babies?
it's
I'm not.
let me tell you, okay, when people take it, a lot of them they start going in convulsions. So these things they're supposed to float in you when they shoot. There's let's say 1,000 little products, they're floating, and they're electromagnetic. So they'll get attracted to your nervous system. Okay, but if let's say this thing gets lodged in a wrong place and it connects to two where it's not going to connect, you get a short circuit. That's why you see people fall down doing convulsions. But that's not the plan. The plan is for this to get lodged in, and in the future, when they want it, like a cell phone or a radio, you change the frequency and you turn them on. That's what the devil wants. He wants to be strong as a god. It's simple as that. Don't go that farther. It's not gonna come out. It stays in your body. If you want to take it out, there's one German guy that used to do body sculpting, and he does a lot of blood work. And his doc told him, "Yo, I see a lot of things floating around. Did you get that?" He goes, "Yeah." "Oh man, we need to take this out." Da, da, da. So I forgot what process, but he did a process to start taking them out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
But
can
I can
use
find it if one of
colloidal
you-
gold to take out the nano.
No, that's not what the doctor is. There's something that filters out your blood. Maybe that works. Listen, I don't know.
apparently
Maybe
don't
your
know
thing
anything.
works. Okay.
Yeah, but
No. But I'm just saying. I know. I just said I don't know what it could be what you said worked, but I'm telling you what
It
the
does.
doctor
Remember,
proposed to him. The doctor that saw it in his blood
Research.
and tell him you need to do this. It takes out your blood and it filters it out and then it brings it in. Okay,
Oh,
I
I know what
forgot
you're
the name
talking
of
about.
it.
Yeah, that's
I got an odd
yeah.
question, Chico. If it's not if it's transferable in many ways, can a woman and a man enjoy themselves without we'll just say a hump and a bump, but an up and down movement?
I just feel baby. Maybe baby will affect the baby.
Oh,
That's what I feel.
there's been
No,
proof
no
that there's an
sexual
up thing
Oral.
of
This is
miscarriages.
all oral. This is all.
But I think they want us to be verse. The vax verse telling, "Oh, you're shedding. Oh, stay away from that.
Do you know
whatever."
how bad it's gonna get? For
They're
a lot of
playing to that
people?
after.
but Chismo, now you have to just listen to somebody for 1 sec. Okay, Bree, go ahead.
Like, do you know how bad it's going to be getting for people? And they do shed. All vaccines, when you get them, you do shed at the beginning. It's known, like it's what happens. You don't see the shedding, but it happens. Same with if you have like herpes, you shed with that too. It's what happens. Okay. And it can get in your semen and it attacks the semen and it makes men and females infertile. Women, there's an increase in stillbirths and miscarriages and stuff. Why? Because of this vaccine. Because if you look at what Gates did in, I think it was India, when they vaccinated a bunch of women. Oh my God. I saw. And what they did in India is they gave a bunch of girls HPV, I believe, vaccines, and it made them infertile. So they took that technology and they brought it onto this bioweapon. Like, it is meant to destroy people. It is meant to do a lot of really bad things. A lot of people are going to end up with prions because it bypasses the blood brain barrier and all that shit. And then on the Q-tips, it had fiber optic cables on those as well. There's a lot of like things to this shit.
Hold on a second.
Can I add to
Can I
what you
reply?
said?
I cannot reply to that because okay. So listen, fungi, yes, you could reproduce it, but you're actually saying a good thing. If they shed, that means that the thing you got will come out of your body. Now you're
but it
saying
stays
it's
in
not.
your
You're saying
body
that this
too.
thing is alive and it reproduces. It makes babies. No,
Here's the thing.
it's like a nanoparticle
The
that
Hydra's
stays
in there.
in you. You are marked. You are
Hydra's in
marked.
there. The
But
Hydra
the way you're
Volterra.
saying is, if it sheds out, I mean, you loses it. So
No,
it's good. Whoever
not-
got the
You're not
thing
losing
is
it.
gonna shed out. It's gonna
No,
come
but
out.
she's
I'm
not.
telling you, that's not how it
That's
works.
not-
No.
You can't
Hold
That's
on,
not what I
you're
said.
mistaken.
That's not what
Putting
she
words.
said.
You're mis-
That's not what she said.
Plus,
That's
the
not-
Hydra
listen to what she
Vulgara
said.
is in some of them.
Hold on. Let me add to some of what was being said so that maybe I mean, I'm just giving my knowledge. I could obviously be wrong. What the fuck do I know? I'm some dude on the internet.
Wrong.
But I like to think I know stuff, right? So some of what was said earlier about frequency, that's how conventional vaccines are made. They're deionized. I forgot which molecule it is. I think it's 31. That gets changed from a negative to a positive, so it doesn't get drawn naturally to the cell walls, and the body has time to. That's what makes it inert, so that when you get the conventional vaccine, it doesn't actually go on to attach to the cells and then to infect you. And your immune system has time to analyze it and build up protections against it. That is not how this vaccine is working. This vaccine is encased in a lipid nanoparticle that travels everywhere throughout your body. It doesn't leave your body. It does shed. I'm not really too concerned about shedding because one of the major problems with this is my immune system your immune system will understand when your cells have been taken over by something and are producing something wrong. They have a template that they can
I
check.
have
the
a
cell against.
respiratory issue.
They stay in your body or they shed?
No,
Take
let me-
apart.
let
me
Do they
land
stay in
the
your body
plane.
or shed?
Wait,
Hang
let
on,
him-
please.
Guys,
Let
let
me
him
finish. So they have a template. So if I'm with a woman and she transfers, say, 10 million nanoparticles to me, right? My immune system can actually handle that. My immune system can mark all those cells as bad and say, okay, kill these cells, send the T cells out, and we're not going to worry about it because obviously something got in and we're going to take care of it. The problem is when your immune system gets swamped, which is what's happening with the doses, is every dose you get is like 40 trillion lipid nanoparticles that are not going to exit your body, that are going to travel all throughout your systems everywhere and are going to basically attach to every cell they come across and program that cell to produce spike protein. So shedding is a concern, but it's not something that I personally worry too much about. As long as it's like an occasional.
Our body constantly regenerates naturally. So
Yeah,
anything,
absolutely. The
Our
problem.
body-
Does that the
the
shedding
problem-
affected women more than it did men in the
Yes.
studies? That they
Oh yeah, it does because women, I think, not
women,
biologically, they
yeah,
screwed more.
women naturally
Yeah.
shed though. Women that do have with their anxiety, I think it's more of an anxiety thing. I could be wrong, but women naturally shed more. I'm me based on anxiety. I think women are naturally high anxiety people because of their stress of having a child, being a mother. Maybe didn't have that child. You're preparing to have one, but you didn't get one. You know what I mean? That's a lot on a person. A
But
huge.
the shedding, there was a study that they did, and there was a pregnant woman who was affected by her husband's shedding, and I forget how it ended up. The study ended up going, but it affected her, and she was not vaccinated.
Can I just add? Okay, it's like you're taking water. You take your water from your sink, put it in a bowl, boil it out. You're gonna kill the live bacteria, but if there's metals, they're staying there. Now, if what they're putting in you, it's live, it's a fungi, it will spread. But if it's some particles that's supposed to it will generate would communicate in a specific frequency, it's not going to multiply. If you shed, that means your body's kicking it out of you. That is good. It's not going to reproduce. If it was something that reproduced, they won't be telling you to do 4 times. 2 times is good enough. They'll just multiply and they'll start shedding.
They're all
No, they're going to
different
still want you. They're going to be
formulas.
very receptive. super receptive to the antennas that they have going when they decide to go. Please go with the God-given logic.
Listen,
No, I'm not going to use big words. I'm just going to use real logic. When somebody comes in and use big words, like how a scientist will tell you, space 400 million light years. How the beep could they? You know, if you take a flashlight, you turn it on, the time that the lights wait to hit the wall on the a year, that's what's a light year. Bro, it's all bull. Sometimes they use big words. People will say big words, but they don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Everything comes out of my mouth is logic. It's all logical. That's all I gotta say. People don't like wazzle and dazzle with big words. It has to make sense. If you use big words, it has to make sense. I'll quiet.
All I'm gonna say, machismo, is I think that there are two types of science. There are verifiable science that have been with us since the ancient days. You know what I mean? Like Pythagoras was able to measure the diameter of the Earth by the shadow. Yeah, that's all. Like, and there's the science that they're put in front of us to try to blind us to the truth. And I think you have to be able to discern the difference. I am not going to say anything about the light years and all that stuff. I agree that I think the Earth is round. I think that, you know, we orbit the sun.
We're flying. We're zooming to space.
We are. I believe
you know,
all that. I do.
It's a different.
Because
okay, listen. It's a different subject. We're not gonna go on it, but whatever. I have my other opinion, but that's it.
No worries. I'm just saying that I'm not disagreeing with you per se. I agree that there are things that we are very capable of doing that are kept from us. I think there are natural sciences that can be verified by us, and there are things that are difficult for us to independently verify. So
what do you think about Stephen Hopkins? The guy was in the wheelchair.
I think a lot of.
You think he was a scientist? You think it was a brain, or it was just a show?
I think he was probably very intelligent, but the thing is, a lot of the things that he came up with are all.
Okay, everybody give us his opinion, please. I want to know.
Wait,
I would say.
I'm trying to get everybody.
I know, but you're listen. He's answering you, but you're not letting him answer. So let him answer.
I was just gonna say, I think a lot of the stuff that he said are theoretical and ethereal. I'm not saying that he wasn't an intelligent person, but string theory, dark matter, all this stuff. I mean, I can't say it doesn't exist, but it's not something that I can use in my day-to-day, and it's not something I can easily verify for myself.
So you believe in him?
I don't say I believe.
You believe in him. You would say yes. He's a really, really important brain for this world.
No,
That's what you're saying. I just want to get to another person.
What I'm saying is that the things that he put forward are interesting to think about, but should be viewed with suspicion. I don't put anyone on an altar where I sacrifice my intelligence to.
Okay, no, good answer. Good answer. Next person. Can the next person think was he a gift to society, or was it all bull? Somebody else answer with just your opinion.
Anybody else? Vice scripts, you want to answer?
Well, I'm just trying to understand the relevance here.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, the relevance.
Whoever he was doesn't
not
matter.
Everything is as it seems, and some people are paid.
Yes, exactly. That's it is. It's a big important. Here you could see this guy and this guy. Okay, he had a disease. He had a disease that's life expectancy 4 years. This man lived for 30 years. And if you could see, look, this is the teeth after. And this is his. I don't know, but they're supposed to, it's not even, it's all a joke, bro. It's all a show. Just so you gotta know. It's like how you see Superman grabs a tanker, flies. Mickey Mouse could be on your TV, but it doesn't exist, bro. And there's something you gotta start doing.
Machismo, can I ask you a question?
Exactly.
Machismo.
Yes.
Are you suggesting that he was just a figurehead and all of his theories and thoughts were written by other people and he was just the front man?
Yes, it's a platform. It's very simple. Somebody has a platform. We bought up. It's like a Monopoly game. They bought up everything and they put the people that they want. Einstein never invented nothing. And there's a lot of people that said, "Oh, I was a kid. People say E=mc². It's relativity." You look at their eyes. You look like they understand everything.
Hey,
Me, I'm going. That doesn't make sense.
Machismo.
I had a young kid. At the end, I found out that it was all bull.
Machismo. I'm not going to discount you. I'm not going to say that's an impossibility. Can I ask you one more question? How do you feel about Tesla?
Yes. Tesla, which one? Okay, the guy. Well, the first one. Well, I believe. Listen, if you want, I'm really, really knowledgeable about that because when he was research Chicago World Fair, he was there. Chicago World Fair was Wait, let me give you
To be fair,
Chicago
he
World's
also
Fair
admitted
was
that he didn't write a lot of his stuff. That he would leave a notebook out beside his bed, and he'd wake up and there would be some stuff written in it for some of his.
here. Look, he lighted it up Chicago. He lighted this place. Chicago's Real Flay. He lighted up this place. Okay, this was all in America. They destroyed. Okay, he was like a scientist, but he was good. Was helping them to figure out how these guys were running them their science. You know, this was all in America. All got destroyed. Okay, yeah, he was, but he wanted to help the people when but he was a smart guy, but it wasn't him who was behind this. You know what I'm saying? Even the ancient here, they're talking about a frequency right here. Anyways, just research Chicago World's Fair. He's a smart guy, but he didn't really invent. They had it from these all before.
It's all
Some
stuff
people
that's
brought down the people that had the
rediscovered over and
science,
over.
and then they stole all the science, and then they started us with the bull.
Yeah.
That's how it is, bro. The deceit starts from before. But I just want to say there was a good time. There's a time. It was all beautiful. There was a time. Then the evil guys took over. I can show you if you let me talk. I will show you
been talking
everything
the
who's
whole
behind it. And
You've been talking
okay, I'll
nonstop.
shut up. I'll shut up.
We gotta
It's not about logic.
No, it is
It's about
accurate,
emotions.
though.
Yes,
No,
yes.
it's-
Emotion runs.
You're a little excited.
It's not emotion. I agree that I tell you that everything that we've been programmed to know, I don't believe everything that's been told to me either, because how do I know that? I haven't tested anything myself. So I only can go by what things are said. I do believe a lot of things are programmed. I believe that. I 100% do.
Right. So here's some logic for our logical thinker. If I have herpes and I kiss a girl, she gets cold sores and herpes. If I have HIV and I sleep with a woman and I ejaculate inside her, she gets HIV.
Depending if it's dormant
So-
or not.
Regardless, it's in my DNA, it's in my blood. If something is circulating in my blood and I ejaculate into a woman, her body absorbs it, she will have
Not
the
necessarily.
vaccine inside her.
Well,
Well,
okay,
yeah.
with HIV though, my neighbor actually he had HIV and he slept with people, didn't disclose it, but he had a dormant one, so he didn't end up passing it on. But that's when it's dormant.
And the difference is like the difference
chlamydia
like
or whatever.
I'm just
the
saying.
herpes and the HIV are actual reproducing entities. You know what I'm saying? Once they come in, they'll set up shop. They'll send out their little warriors. They'll set up shop, et cetera, et cetera. That's not the way that the mRNA vaccine works. If you get a payload of lipid nanoparticles, whatever payload that you get through the shed-in, that's going to be it. It's not going to set up shop in your
Okay.
cells and make
So-
more copies
Except
of
for the
itself.
Hydra vulgara.
Is the lipid nanoparticle would it be safe to assume that it would be inside the production of
The
your
question was
semen?
for me. I want to respond after.
Hang on,
Would it
hang
be
on.
in the production of your semen?
Yes, they definitely.
Okay.
Well, not,
So
not,
when you
not,
ejaculate into somebody
Yeah, yeah.
and the
yeah.
female body absorbs it,
Yeah.
it's safe to say that they would have whatever you got through the vaccine.
Yes, but this is the
that's why it's
difference,
more
but-
harmful to women. Yes.
but
Yeah,
this is the
in that sense.
difference. This is the difference. Whatever payload that the woman receives will be of a limited quantity. Like it's not going to permeate her entire system. Her immune system will be able to identify the cells that got the lipid nanoparticles and terminate them.
Yeah, but
But
seal.
there is the
how many-
Hydra
You don't
vulgara,
sleep
and
with
that
somebody
can't be
just
killed.
once
But
either.
that's one time. How many times can it do? Like if you're not going to have relations just one time.
Well, that's the question. But the thing is that it's likely that whatever they receive from Shedden will be greatly reduced from the initial dose. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to be the same as if they got it in their bloodstream from the needle. It's going to be
But the,
it's going to be watered down because the body systems will filter it out. So you'll get like maybe like what, 5%? Like let's assume 5%. It's safe to assume, I would say anywhere up to 30 to 40%
So
the body can
But the-
handle without getting overwhelmed.
but they also said it collects in the uterus. There's scientists that said the vaccine collects in the
The
uterus.
lipid nanoparticles do, yeah.
but there's parasites as well. That's the thing. So this is a list of the ingredients in the Pfizer one at least. See, sorry, there's
I thought that wasn't available for 75 years.
I don't fucking know.
I think they had to do
They
like
had
Some
to
scientists
release
handed
it
it
during
down.
court
I would like to respond
But
on
anyways,
the
it says right-
he
no.
missed.
It
Hang
says
on,
why
but
it had to
let
be
us-
so it has here, it has the reference links. which says Pfizer and CDC, and it says parasites, the recommended temperature range for storage and transportation of the Pfizer is negative, whatever the temperature, maximum room temperature storage time is indicated as being no more than 6 hours that is supposed to sit, because there's parasites and there's the Hydra, which is very hard parasite to kill. And when it's like an actual Hydra, when you chop off its head, it grows a new head, stuff like that.
Wow, that's creepy.
Yeah, and so there was a report that I read before this came out, and it was done in Germany. And what they were doing is they were trying to figure out how they could combine the human with the Hydra so that we could live for eternal, because the Hydra never dies. So that's what they were trying to do with that, and then it's in some of the vaccines.
Yeah, so there you go. Thank you, Bree.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think Unfiltered wants to say something.
Oh, go ahead, Unfiltered.
There's more than one way to contract that. You guys are picking one spot on a female. There's a lot of people at one point that they told females not to give the oral to men because it would be dangerous to their health. You know what I
One
mean?
time where Trudeau was telling women to only do that, though.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there's more than one way to. We'll just say a girl likes to do that a lot, so she may be contracting. You see what I'm saying? No matter what, because well, she's doing the other, or the man, or the man, or the man. I don't want to be. I'm just.
Glory
I'll say this. I'll say this. I'm not sure that the lipid nanoparticles can survive stomach acid.
But if you do it multiple
But that's
times, you become a fucking. We'll just say a babysitter, okay? At that point,
I get what you're
A
saying.
condom will go
it's
through you and
important.
come out on the other side. A condom, plastic. Depends what material is it.
well,
they
how
made
would
it.
you want to wear a condom? What are you doing it
Yeah,
with?
no,
I'm
no,
just
it's
telling you.
condoms
You're
for
saying.
that.
I'm just saying plastic. Well, there's
Plastic
a lot of
works
guys that
great.
swallow drugs and it comes out.
I'm-
You know, I'm just saying there's stomach acids can't pass it. That's all I'm saying. It depends what material they put in. The material they're supposed to communicate with the towers. I don't know what they're made of. They say it's graphene, whatever. I'm just
there's
telling you.
also,
Okay.
so in our bodies,
Continue, United.
before
United
all
is a
this,
very
we all
smart
had
guy. I like listening to him.
nanotechnology inside of us.
We have-
Surprise,
we
we've
have
had it in us
backdoor.
since at least 2006, if not.
We have backdoor people, okay? There's other holes that people are taking out of this. There is the backdoor people, okay? Just because
That's only
you
an
don't,
Audi.
you don't ingest it, how do you think you get? How you
It's
get?
not.
They tell you to put
If
a
you try
bottle.
hard
They tell
enough.
you to put a bottle up your butt. You know what I mean? To get drunk sooner. If y'all haven't done it, well, you should watch a lot of videos. Because I've seen it. Okay. You
Well, here's my view on it, right? So as far as the oral route,
how am I interrupting?
sure but
He wasn't finished, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
Trust me, I vote. No, I vote for Untitles. He's dropping knowledge. Trust me, I'm listening to everybody, and I vote for him like the most common sense guy.
Sorry,
Go on,
Unfiltered, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
I'm just saying there's other ways that things can get through a woman or a man or a couple or a person who just wants the one night stands. You know what I mean? There's people that will, you know what I mean? During that time, stuff like that happened. Hence why the internet became more of a visual thing, because we weren't allowed to go outside, because they put the fear into the one night stands, the dates, you know what I mean? So people didn't do it. Right? There was other ways that things like that happen.
Oh, I get you. I thought you were talking. I thought you were speaking of something. I was gonna say like the different ways I wouldn't worry so much about, because the body usually has natural defenses against this sort of thing, and it's not the sort of thing that if you get it through the case of setting, I don't think it's something that the immune system isn't going to be able to handle. That's it.
Your immune system, I don't think, can kill some of the parasites, because there was parasite eggs in it as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about the parasites. I don't doubt you, but I don't know enough about it to speak on it.
I would like to
parasite eggs are in
answer-
all vaccines pretty much nowadays, and like we're riddled with parasites to begin with.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've gone on
that's
fast.
and then they did put it in the vaccines as well, and then the Hydra was in there because they were doing all those studies, and the Hydra is like very.
Hey Bree, can I ask you a question? Other than fasting, what would you consider to be a good parasite treatment?
Okay, so there's black walnut elixir that you can do, but research it first, because also when you do a cleanse, you're gonna want to take something for your liver because it affects your liver. And I've heard people do a caffeine enema as well afterwards. And I have another thing. If you inbox me, I can give you like different cleanses. And then you should also do a heavy metal detox, because a lot of vaccines have metals in them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to give a lot of people prions. And prions, a lot of people are going to be getting it, like a lot.
I'm planning on actually doing that right now. I'm growing spironilla. I'm gonna do a hardcore.
Oh, spirit. I use that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you should grow it.
Untitled just answered something. Untitled just answered that he. No, I mean unfiltered.
Yes.
Yeah, he just said before. He just said before that you could when when you put it up box, when you put
Alcohol.
it you could get higher.
Back in the day,
You could get higher when you take it from the anus, right? What is that called?
correct.
Yes. Now this person is saying caffeine. Caffeine is very bad for you, and you don't want to put it from there. Just all. That's all I gotta say. I'll retract.
No, just-
And it will be hit you faster. I drink caffeine. After two cups, my hands are shaking.
It's
So
all-
I don't know. So she's
two
telling to put
corrections.
caffeine in where. Anyways, okay, I'll retract.
Hang on. Just one correction.
And I want to answer after when you guys let me turn Vice, because Vice said something. Oh, what do you think about HIV? What do you explain that? Whatever. I'll let you guys talking, then I'll talk after.
I think you're confusing the caffeine with.
No, I'm not confused.
No,
I'm on
hang
the
on
point.
for 1 second, please. Coffee. We're not doing it for the caffeine effect. Coffee is what is known as a diuretic. So when you do a coffee enema, basically it acts as like a super laxative. It hits your intestines and cleanses all your colon out because it's a diuretic, and it makes your body want to push out waste. That's why it's not for the caffeine.
Okay, that makes
That's why
sense.
you
Your
gotta
body knows
cleanse
it's so
that little
toxic that it's gonna go, oh my god, push everything
It
out.
does.
Okay, that makes sense.
It does.
That you see, when you explain it logical, it makes sense to me. Already, it's true, because you get coffee and you want to go to the bathroom because apparently
I got a question.
it's so bad.
Massimo, have you kissed a girl in, say, in the past 5 years?
Yes, right. Yes.
Same way, you can transfer it that way.
Bree.
Am I wrong?
Transfer what?
No.
Anything.
Transfer-
If they had, say they got COVID, say they got the thing COVID, you didn't want it, but it's your wife's, where you give her a little kiss on the cheek, you have now automatically received it. No matter what you say, whether it affects you or not, you have now received the COVID from your wife, because you still love your wife. You give her a little kiss, whether she's sick or not.
We believe it's different things. I believe it's something put in you to lodge into your nerve system that they could turn on with those wirings that they all put. Okay, that's what it is, bro. The devil wants to become God, wants all his power. Okay, so that's how we do it. It's what was put on. I see. Now I don't believe it's like a fungi that could reproduce and shed. If you say shit, okay, it's good. So this comes out of body, or else it would have just gave you 2 shots. And let me go answer the guy about the HIV. Okay, I was Red Cross went to West Africa to help. Okay, and in East Africa they were still talking about HIV, all the propaganda, like the schools start teaching to kids. So you come out of school reformed. Oh shit, you slept with Julie. Oh my God, Julie slept with 5 people. Oh, I gotta go check myself. So they go run up to these. They said they were talking about it all the time. No one was croaking. No one was croaking. Then after all these clinics start popping, that's when you start seeing. At first was the bull, it was the singing. Oh, it's dangerous. Oh, create it into existence in your brain. You know what I'm saying? Then after when the clinics start popping up all over, okay, then you go there. Well, it takes. They tell you 1 week you get your results. If they were to tell you in a month, you would be like, second week, hey, I'm feeling good. I got no problem. But it's 1 week, enough for you to just think, oh my God, oh please Lord, next time I'll use a condom. So that just by you in your head, you feel fine. So when you get your test result, we got good news for you. Good news and bad news. Good news, you don't have HIV. Oh, thank the Lord. Oh, thank you. Then bad news, you just say you don't have AIDS. You have. Then the bad news, you have HIV. Now you're like, oh, I'll do whatever it takes. But good news, we caught it early. Then when they start giving you those medications, let me tell you, bro. If you run around all day for 3 days and you don't sleep and you look like shit. But when you sleep, you have this thing called photosynthesis. There's cells that dies and redies in your and regenerates every night when you sleep. Okay, so once they convinced you that you don't have that, but you have this, but they'll give you something. They'll stop this photosynthesis. So basically, they're creating something out of nothing. Okay, and all the guys who's the guy that's I slept with this guy. How come he's not getting it? Because he never went to the clinic like you. He just bangs. He never went to the clinic.
So you're
When
saying
you
if
go to the
never
clinic,
go to a
the
clinic,
guy,
you'll never get something.
no. What I'm saying, sometimes you go to he has a dormant one. He has a dormant one. There's a guy who will go play with girls. He's a machismo type of guy. Get girls, bang, bang, bang. Then one girl, he banged Julie, he banged her. So she runs to the clinic.
Damn.
This guy did this with so much. It's the only guy I slept with. So anyway, so then they'll tell you, okay, you got it. But how come nothing has happened to him? I'm telling you, it's because he doesn't go see these people. That's all, bro. It's all a game, bro.
Well,
It's
that
like stop
and
giving
the
these people
medicine that they
credit.
give you is what ends up giving
It's,
you AIDS.
exactly. That's what I'm
Because
saying.
AIDS and HIV
That's what
are
I'm
actually
saying.
in correlation with each other.
Exactly. Very simple.
Well, you could have said that way faster than your beautiful rendition.
No, but I'm saying how people jump through the loops. It's very fun how I say it. Maybe it sounds stupid, but it's very fun. The way that I'm dropping it,
Listen,
no big words, no
okay.
nothing. Anyway, it's okay. I'll stop talking.
So
I'll stop
here's
talking.
how it is. The way it is I do believe that we are customers. I do believe that. I do believe that there's a lot of things that, perhaps like these things just act like a band-aid. So they're not an actual cure. They're a band-aid to treat symptoms, but they don't actually cure the ailment, whatever you have. That's why I do seek other ways and different things, and I'm not going to promote and try and act like I'm not a freaking doctor. No, I'm not. But I just do research myself for different things that I would use for myself, because I know myself being on anxiety medication when I was younger, and I was like 10 years old. And when I found the package years later, they had put me on Xanax. Well, I didn't even know what Xanax was then. I didn't even know. But I'm saying you put a 10-year-old kid on Xanax. Like, what is that? Like, how the hell do you think that that's right? I don't. But I mean, I've had anxiety for most of my life, and then I decided to take things into my own hands. So I decided to do yoga, even though people might not believe that, but that's okay. I did that. I started to even just have my chamomile, different things that were in a different path, because I felt like I was a walking zombie with all the different medications that they had me on. It never ever did anything. And when I went to my acupuncturist guy, which he spoke Chinese, he's a white man, and I tell you this, if he was in the next room, you would not know he wasn't Asian. And anybody who can speak Chinese knows something. I don't care, because it's like he spoke it fluently. He was in China for 11 years. He studied the medications and stuff, and he pointed me to the right direction and gave me herbal things to actually help me put my body on track with my anxiety, instead of masking it and just treating the symptoms, so that I would not experience maybe those attacks, but I would still not be cured by any means. So there's been many years that I've had a free, in the past few years, I've had a couple attacks, but nothing like I used to have, like panic attacks, and I couldn't leave my house. It was like disabling.
So for me, because I stay in my house, I don't do anything. I did it before COVID. You know what I mean? Because of my mental health, I have what is called DID. Okay. Because of my history, I have DID. If I was raised normal, I may have anxiety, you know what I mean? But my start of my life, from the time I was shot out till I was 7, was not a happy life. So I have DID because of my life. You know what I mean? If you look it up, it's a childhood trauma, and it's mostly a woman's disorder as well, because unfortunately you guys get SA. It does happen. So you're able to dissociate yourself from that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
some trauma due to dissociative effects. No, I feel you. I've looked into DID. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna get. I because of my background, like Massimo said certain things. You know what I mean? I sit there and I go. I don't want what I have. My life gave me what I have. Does that make sense? Because I said I was born regular and just went to, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have the issues I have.
You are what life and time have made you. I understand. We've all had to adapt and adjust. And
Yeah, that's what I tell you. You don't want to hear mine.
Someone here could be a mechanic and tell you everything. Like my wife can tell you everything about a car. I know how to steal it.
Vice Grips is a mechanic.
I know how to steal it. I don't know how to work it. I know how to steal it though, because that's what I was raised to do. I stole and broke into people's cars. That's what I was raised to do. But I know nothing about them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it bugs people when I go to the mechanics and they walk up to me. They're like, "By the way, I'm like, you might want to talk to her," because I was raised to know. I was raised to take and get the fuck out of there. Like what's happening on TV right now. That's my life when I grew up.
Sandy, did you want to say anything, Sandy? Because you've been pretty quiet.
Yeah, I've just been listening. There's so much to speak back on. Love the live. Respect everybody here. I'm sideways right now because my charger is in. And I don't want to leave the live. So there. I guess something that was said by Machismo a while ago, like I don't know how long we've been on for, that it wasn't an experiment. I look at it like it was an experiment in order to see how many people worldwide would follow. And no matter what reason, coercion, bribery, whatever terms you may use. So I just wanted to say that would be my perspective of it. But we're talking maybe 40 minutes ago, you had said that, that it wasn't like necessarily a test, but to me it looked like more like a test in a sense that, yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's grab the media. Let's grab, our doctors and whatever, pay them well in order to promote. But yeah, I think it was definitely an experiment, and more so. Don't get me wrong, and more so, because now I just sit back and it's like a waiting game to see what comes out of it, like the vaccine schedule for Canadians. And you have to excuse my ignorance. I'm not the smartest cookie in the box, but all the cookies that I do have are not broken. Okay.
No, don't say that.
And so right now, I mean, yeah, it's more of watching the schedule now for newborns up to whatever age it was. You have to forgive me my ignorance there, but it's included now. And so I'm just looking at it like, oh my God, I don't know what to think. I am overwhelmed, and more on a other people but me thing, like, and of the people that have taken it and are currently injured and no help. And what a feeling that must be. Like, I even try to put myself in that position. I could never, because I didn't do it for whatever reason.
I know, breaks my heart.
I was scared either way. So I don't know if Gemini makes any difference. I think everybody has the possibility of being good and bad and whatever. So to me, you're all Gemini at some point.
I'm a Pisces. You're saying I'm a Pisces.
That's awesome too.
No, it's not just drowning. He's a flush my ass, okay? A Pisces
is it?
Flush, okay? Look at that.
I never really got into it. I used to read them at the end of the day to see if they matched my day, because reading them at the beginning of my day didn't seem to work.
I'm a flush a fish down the toilet, okay? That's not exciting, okay?
That is definitely not exciting.
I always had this theory that if you read it at the beginning of the day, you would subconsciously work to make it happen.
But my history has made me the way I am. Like I said, if I was born without like a proper parenthood, maybe normal parents fighting, you know what I mean? Nothing extreme. I would have, but I wasn't born that way. So I'm not, you know what I mean? The way I was started in life definitely has affected the way and the way I've done things throughout my life.
No, I hear you. I do. I hear you. I am I can beat myself up better than anybody else can insult me. So I usually laugh at people when they're whatever, maybe say they're telling me off or something. My brain just reverts back to, you really think that's a bad one? Like, come on.
Try again.
My parents taught me better than you are. I mean, you can't insult me, buddy. I can go home and I can do it all by my little lonesome.
Put some effort.
So I actually,
you know what I mean? Like, give it the old college try. Like, come on. You're gonna hurt me. Do you want me to give you some ideas so you can call me later? Like,
yeah, let me tell you what upsets me. Maybe then you can tell me
Yeah.
tell me
I'll give
something
you some
better.
free hit. I'll give you cliff notes if you need them. Okay, like.
And I just wanted to say, Bree, when you first came on, yeah, I don't know your face, and yes, I don't know you very well, but I've heard your conversations and they're awesome. And so I said hello to you and you went like this. You probably just meant to go like this to be in the picture.
Yeah.
But that reminded me of the high sigh that used to be done on, oh my gosh, what is that kids show we used to watch that was black and white?
Holy crap.
It was a whole bunch of little kids and there was Stymie and there was the little kid with
Little
the
Rascals.
Oh, Little Rascals.
right. So you went like this, and all of a sudden I'm like, I wanted to do it to you too. I'm like,
Is it really your birthday? Is it your birthday?
just something random. Like this is what I've been picking. Not only that, don't get me wrong, Brie. I could probably go on for an hour just with all the conversations, but I like random things that distract me from topics that might be uneasy. So yeah, doing random things like that was like perfect for me. Even though you didn't know you did it.
You said
How about that?
I'm glad it
Today's
was
your birthday. Today's your birthday.
May 26th, actually. Yeah.
Whose birthday is it today?
like all the ladies are Mays.
I'll sing it. If it's your birthday, I will sing you happy birthday.
You can do it anyways because nobody did it yesterday.
Oh, happy
birthday.
belated.
Oh, happy belated.
No, that's a spell to age people.
Happy birthday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You can sing to me in private.
Happy birthday.
Wow.
It's like a modern day song.
Happy birthday to you.
This phone is like, my phone is messed up. Why is this phone messed up? Frick, man. It's like it's.
Thank you so much.
No, you're not messed up. It was actually my voice. It's good.
Filtered
No,
and
you're not
sorry
messed
about
up.
that.
You're not messed up. The phone, my
Happy
phone.
belated though.
Yeah,
Or-
happy belated.
All right, that's all
Out of
cool.
your mother's hoo-ha day.
I only met you today, so it's definitely not my fault. I only met you today. So it's,
Exactly, Bree.
Yeah, that I know. That's still yesterday. Well, hopefully you had a good birthday.
You say hoo-ha too, Bree?
Yeah.
are you a boomer?
I say hoo-ha.
You're a boomer.
I say hoo-ha, girl.
You're a boomer.
What?
Oh gosh, I'm on the fence.
Because I'm a Gen Xer, so
I'm 67, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
at the beginning of Gen X.
yeah.
But then again, I had grandparents and they were there in the picture as well, but they were like no nonsense people.
That was my.
You know, eat your vegetables. I don't like vegetables. We don't care if you don't like them, eat them because that's all you're getting. And that behavior transferred to my mom. But she would sneak me sandwiches like at 9 o'clock at night if I didn't eat my dinner. And she'd be like, shush, don't tell your father. And I would just learn not to tell my father about anything. But
No,
she would still say whatever's on your plate, you have to eat it. And if you didn't eat it, she would sometimes bring it to the breakfast table and say, there you go.
Brussels sprout.
And
Brussels
you would
sprout.
eat it. You would eat it. You're hungry. You got to go to school. Okay, I really hate this, but
My grandfather,
and I-
because he was drunk and one of those type of people that she was, it was the word Brussels sprouts. We'll say I started on a Monday. I didn't finish until a Sunday. I finally ate them. He was that strict on you eat what is on your plate. I don't care if you like it or not. Now, brother-in-law, of course, sucked me little things here and there. You know what I mean? But my grandfather would not let me eat anything else in the house until I ate those Brussels sprouts.
I tried to.
I became very good at hiding food. I would actually my choice was liver or sausage, and I hated them both. So I don't know. I learned, like, yes, there was times I had to eat one or other, but when I chose sausages, I would stash them underneath the radiator. So back in the day, we had a big radiator coming out of the wall, and they had a big hole underneath. Like not a big hole, but like, like a section. And so I would stick my hand in there and in the corner, I'd ram up a sausage.
Yep.
And so when my mother would move, because we're in the army, she would like a clean house. So she would clean it top to bottom. And she would find these sausages after 5 years. And she'd just say, "Hey, Shandy, come down here for a minute, please." And I'd be like, "Okay, Mom." And then she'd have them on the table. And it would be like split silence because I knew what they were. They were just like wrinkly and smaller. But my mom would be like, "Would you like to tell me where I found these?" And I wouldn't even lie to her. I'd be like, "Yeah, in the radiator." "Yeah, that's right, the radiator." So it just became more like, okay, I got to be more secretive because she still made me eat either sausages, but I think that was just a rearing of, this is what's on your plate. This is what you eat. We don't have special cups or colors.
not rich.
These are the bowls and plates you get.
Yeah, we're not rich. Eat what you get.
Yep.
You don't.
Yep, you're not rich. Or my mom would say, "Oh, we bought you the Kraft dinner box," but we started using the no-name brand after that. And we would just put that box on the counter.
Yep.
So you would think it was Kraft dinner. And I looked at her and I went, "There's no way. Because Kraft dinner, I know that taste." She says, "No, you didn't. For years you didn't. I just stuck that box on the counter and you thought it was Kraft."
Well, you see how, okay, do you see how that can manipulate someone to thinking that even that small thing you just said, which was innocent for your mom because maybe they couldn't afford it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But didn't want you to be disappointed at the same time, how that can work. What did you say?
Indoctrination.
What did you say,
It's
Brie?
not KD. It tastes like glue.
That happens in your youth, like between the ages, like you said, from 0 to 7, it drastically shapes the person that you're going to become in your adulthood. So that's why it's the most important time for like your child's development and for you to be as involved and because your kid is so malleable in a sense, like their brain and everything. You want to shape them into the best human that you possibly can so that they can be the best them.
Yeah, and words do matter. Words matter and they do stick with you. I'm a product of that. I know how that is, and it's been a long time for me to try and figure out. Pardon?
As a gentleman, and some women will get weird about this, but I would pick a bear over a woman
That's fine.
Yeah.
because of my
Women are
past,
psycho.
because of my history. I would rather fuck with that bear than any woman that is on the other side. No, but this is my reason why. Now,
That doesn't bother me at all, though.
I would still pick that bear. I'm just letting you know. I'm still fucking with that bear because of my grandfather, right? So in the end, I'm one of those people that no matter what I'm going to do, I will pick that bear because I've learned to trust and give nobody your trust since I was born. I don't know what it's like to have that motherly contact bond that you know what I mean? I don't know what that is, Mom. My mom was a hooker, okay? So, you see what I'm saying? Like, she never gave me that.
Kid. There's always some kid that likes to do
Oh,
that.
that shitty commercial.
It's not weird.
That's random.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They're kids, right? It's not right, but
Well, yeah, like
Funny.
it's
think
one
about
of
it.
those
If you were a
things that
kid, that would be hilarious. That would have been hilarious.
Totally. That would totally be hilarious.
words do make a difference, but it's also
Words with
presentation.
spells.
It's
I
what?
think presentation has a lot to do with how you get someone's attention or how you get people to maybe understand what's going on. You know what I mean? Like if I'm sitting here going, I'd rather pick a bear, they're gonna go, "Oh, what? You're a man, though." I
Yeah,
would
but
still
don't
pick the
blame
bear.
you. I know what I'm capable of, so I do not blame you for picking the bear. Just saying, because I know women are crazy.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's how I was raised. I was raised by women who did unthinkable things to me and then given to me from the age of 4 to 7 to a 3 PDO. So my struggle started with women. So I would definitely pick that bear over a woman, only because I can go back and go, wait. What women did to me just from the age of 0 to 4, no, that ain't happening.
Situational. It's
You know what I mean?
That story, that situation, it is situational. If I'm in a happy relationship and I've always had happy things happen to me and whatever it is, obviously I'm gonna not choose that. But I don't get offended if somebody says I'm choosing the bear. Then you probably should. Like I don't. It doesn't matter. It depends on the person's situation in life and why they would say that, right?
Well, at the end of the day, it's their choice, and if that's what they want, that's
what
they
they
have
want.
their reason.
It's not a burn on anyone. It doesn't mean
Yeah,
it's.
I don't.
I just want to say, like,
Good question.
a lot of serial killers, their mom were doing into that industry.
My mom
They,
was a
they
hooker.
hate a lot of. Yeah,
you
that's what
trying
I'm
to
saying.
say
A lot
that
of
serial
killers
children's,
have frontal
their mom
lobe
were like that, so they go around and picking up hookers and they unalive them. That was the main cases because their mom was like that. A lot of
No,
them.
incorrect. The main
Not
the
everybody.
main thing
I'm
that
just
they all
saying
had
that's
in
not
common
you,
was frontal
brother.
lobe
I'm just
damage.
saying.
The only reason I ended up where I was because my mom believed her best friend. Her best friend tried to convince her that her husband was the man that she slept with and I was his son. So she believed him before handing me over to Children's Aid. If she would have continued with the Children's Aid, I would be having no issues. I'm being honest. But because she believed her best friend, that's where everything went wrong.
Was she another bimbo, her best friend?
No, but she assumed that her boyfriend cheated on her with my mom.
Okay, that's feminine logic, though. Yeah, they're all paranoid. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're not
Sorry.
going to go there.
I can see
No,
that.
but that's the reality of what
Because
I
you
come
can't
start my
comment on
life.
everybody, because
I had to
everybody.
pick there.
Yes, everybody is different. I know, but a lot of them are like that. A lot of them are very triggered and jealous and just crazy. You come up, you want to smell you, anyways. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's
No.
not. That's actually not at all. That could be your experience, and that's fine. And you're welcome to your experience, and you're valid with your experience. But that would be like for me to say that all men are because what I suffered, I could say all men did this. No, I can't because I don't know all men, and I'll never know all men. All women, I don't know all women. I'll never know all women. So you can only speak on your experience, and that's fine. You're allowed. Just like Unfiltered can say, I would pick the bear. Absolutely, he would. Why wouldn't he? In that situation, he knows what he went through. So if he had to choose, he would have picked the bear. So, and that's fine. But you can't, in your experience, you can speak about it. Go ahead, Bree.
I was just gonna say, and when you blanket something like, oh, it's all men, it's all women, that's you attracting that negative energy towards yourself as well. That's all.
And you also look for that to point out a problem in every person.
So that's why we shouldn't use blanket terms. Like I know we all use it from time to time, but we shouldn't
Yeah.
because that's the energy we're gonna bring in, and like Vice said.
Yeah, it's not one that you like. For me, I just think like I don't I try not to live in the past, but I know that some of the things have shaped me to be the way I am. Some stuff I believe, okay, it was so bad that maybe it did bring out positive because I do want to support people and I don't want people to feel like I did. And if I could just lend them support, an ear, a shoulder, whatever it is, it doesn't always have to be money. It can be your time is very valuable to someone just to listen, right?
Thank you.
Listen,
I think that's what people forget. I think a lot of people forget.
because we
that.
listen, but we don't hear, and we look, but we don't see. Those are things that we just do not do. I could be listening to you talking, but did I hear what you said? Those are two different things, and I think that's what's needed right now. Just people to actually hear you, and you to actually see you and go, I see you, I see you, I can see you. Do you know what I mean? And what you went through is valid.
People look at things differently, okay? Now, I can sit here and tell you my upbringing. Bree can tell you about her upbringing. Sandy can do the same. We all can give you our story, but someone could be like, okay, someone's looking for clout. Someone's looking for attention.
I hate when people do that.
That's toxic.
You know what I mean? No, I'm just giving you my experience.
But you're right, Unfiltered. No, you are absolutely right. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you are right. People think that that's like a victim mentality. No, it's not. You sharing your story could make someone's sunshine that day because they figured, oh my gosh, I'm not alone.
I may trigger somebody. My apologies. My brain didn't tell me that I have a trigger warning. I don't know what is too far. So me saying my mom's a hooker may offend somebody, but that's not too far from me because that's what she was.
But that's your reality. Yeah, that's your reality.
And that's valid.
Like, but some people get offended, like, oh, you can't say that. We're trying to protect you. But
What?
she's a hooker.
That's your story. No, that's your story.
If we're talking about it, then you're allowed to talk about it. It's who you are, and it's what you've been through, and it's your life. Like you should speak about it however you want to, because it's how you've perceived it and what you've experienced.
And people like to dictate. They like to dictate you what you should say, what you should feel, what you weren't there. I always say to people, were you with me? Well, you didn't help me, so obviously you weren't with me because
Like,
that's why.
I was, we'll say, abused by a man, my grandfather. Okay, I can relate to a woman. I don't understand it, but I can relate. I
Of
don't
course you
understand
can,
it
yeah.
at all. I have zero understanding, but I can fucking relate because a man's a man, regardless. I don't care. He's your uncle, your brother, your cousin. My uncle, your uncle are both same person in the end. You know what I mean? Like my grandfather is the same as your. Well, I'm gonna knock on wood. The person beside me in the empty box. How you doing? Okay, that person there. His grandfather. They're both the same. I don't care how nice and no. As soon as they touch a child, they are both now the same exact fucking person.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. There's no difference between a man and a woman. Once you violate that child, you're exactly the same piece of goof that anyone.
Or your natural grandmother watches it happen because
Oh, trust
you're
me.
scared to fight back.
I'm
There's
really
stories
sorry
like
that that happened to you.
No, but that's reality,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
sorry
know.
too. I know the feeling.
right? No, it's not the best reality. Not at all. I wish, like, the half the shit I went through, I wish I never went through it. Like, I walked into a live a couple days ago and I said, if everything that ever happened to me, I would beg for spankings.
Oh my gosh.
Am
I would
wrong?
beg for groundings. I used to beg for groundings and I never got, well, I was grounded permanently, but I mean, like, I would have rather been in a household where I was like grounded, someone said, or took my stuff away, like I did with my kids, but I was beaten so bad that in this day and age, I probably would never see my dad ever because he'd be in jail forever. Like the
But
things.
but you see what I'm saying? If everything that happened to me because of my history, and I'm very open about it, being spanked, yes, it is not correct. Okay,
No.
it is not. I am not condoning it. But if everything that happened to me, I want to be spanked. I'm sorry. I'll
I
take
hear you.
spanking.
I hear you. I hear you.
But some people will look at me like, oh, you're just, no, I'm not devaluating. I'm not nothing.
No,
I'm
you're
just,
not.
from my experience,
Yeah.
I would rather have had that spanking.
If anyone does try to censor you or like I don't know, try to dictate your story in your life, don't let them, because it's
No.
not their place to do that.
Right. And I hate that because that makes you feel you're trying to make the person think that they're trying to gain some sympathy from someone or some. And you know what? You should gain that. We should have empathy for
I'm from a
people.
generation I was told to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, well, me too.
Don't say
But
a
I'm
word. Men
saying-
don't talk. You hold that shit in. Men don't talk. I don't talk about shit. Like, you don't know. Men don't talk like this. Men like me, I'm 47 years old. We don't talk like this. We're not told to talk like this.
Yeah,
Be
it's not
quiet,
right.
strong. Build up your family. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Be the provider. Da 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 da. I'm the complete opposite. I
There's
worked
nothing
when
wrong,
mental
yeah.
health kicked in, and I became, since 2008. I have been the homemaker. I stay home and I raise all my girls.
That's
There's
good.
5 of them, and I'm currently raising my son.
That's beautiful.
That's wonderful.
But in society where I'm from, I'm lazy.
No, you're not. Because
No.
raising kids is so freaking
I didn't
hard.
say I was. I didn't
Yeah,
say I
listen.
was, people.
Yeah.
I'm learning this. I'm just saying my generation would look at me and go, wow, a man that can stay home and not provide for his family. Like, I'm
You are.
mentally not allowed to work, right? So I'm from a generation where mental health, they didn't care. You still work through your mental health.
Yeah.
I can't. Like me and we'll say other people that are in my life have said, because of my mental health, working would not be something anybody would want to take on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Because
do a
you're
lot
not
of
dealing
jobs
with
on
Mike.
filter.
I have DID, right?
To be a homemaker, you do a lot of jobs. Okay, there's a lot. If you're to classify all the jobs and all the wages that you should be paid for each individual
I'm
career
not
that
disagreeing.
is, it's
But
there's so
I
many.
come from before my wife's father died. He actually finally realized how proud he was of me, because he's like, you didn't have to work. And remember, he comes from a generation where you work regardless. He was a functional alcoholic, if everyone knows what that means.
Yeah.
He went to work, came home, drank, went to work. Okay, good at it. He did it for years. And when he saw me, he's like, he didn't see me working. All he saw me was at home and cooking supper and sitting on a couch, because I'm physically having issues as well, right? as my mental problems are going on. So all he sees is the negative, right? And my wife looked at him one day and she's like, he works harder than I do. He's 24/7. I'm there. I'm gone 8 hours a day. He's there 24/7, right? So it took years for him to realize that, wait a minute, Mike's not this deadbeat dad, that he was growing up to realize that men have to support the home. Women can be at home, remember? It's okay for women. Men don't stay at home. That was his generation, right? So before he passed away, he realized, he's like, I understand your mental health now. I get it. And I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's awesome. Because I felt so bad for years because it's not his fault that he grew up the way he did. And you know what I mean? I can't fault him for that. Where
But at least you recognize that you are
anxiety doesn't
human
get
beings
talked
with
about, right? Hey, Shanti, would your mom and dad talk about anxiety and depression back in the day?
No, there's no such thing.
But it happened.
I mean, there's no such thing as talking to them. Let me rephrase that.
No,
I mean,
no. But you just said it right. No, you said it right the first time, hon. I promise.
Okay.
You said it right the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. Your
It
parents
just
knew
didn't
about
happen,
it,
but then you just learned, like whatever it was. Like,
but your parents knew
like,
about it, but you didn't tell
I
everybody.
mean, my
else.
parents were telling me at the age of 8 to grow up, and then or act your age. Well, believe it or not, I think when I was 11, my mom or my dad were in the kitchen, and they were like, "When are you gonna grow up?" And I just blasted them. I turned around. I'm like, "You want to give me the book on how to grow up, and I'll read it. I promise." Or if you want to give me the book that says how to act 11, give it to me and I'll read it and I'll know what you're talking about.
But the thing,
But I don't know what you're saying to me.
my grandfather,
The conversation like ended right there. Like there was no response back. I might have given them maybe like 5 seconds and then turned around and walked off. And it was never followed up on. So I never really got that response again from them. Like, when are you going to grow up? Well, what do you mean? Like, what am I doing that I'm not growing up? Or you keep kicking me out of the house all day, but I don't mind. Like, I do mind because I always thought outside was boring too. But go outside and play.
That's
Well, I'm
right.
bored. We'll go find somebody,
That's-
go get on your bike and bike somewhere.
Yeah.
And you would just do it and not even worry about anything that might possibly, happen. You never had that thought because
So when I was
to me, I was innocent.
they thought
You know what I mean?
They thought I was.
But it all depends on how people grow up
Okay.
and who their parents were and how they were treated. And each individual's experience is going to be different.
So when
I mean, if we get back to the bear story,
Yeah.
I was conflicted because I've already been essayed from 14 and up a little bit here and there. But I still went out with men, bikers. There'd be like 3 guys and me, and we'd still go out camping for the weekend and go fishing and get in the canoe and drop the fish in the water and try to pick up the chain with the fishing rod while one guy's boating. So it was hard for me to answer that because I've been with men, and maybe one of them I didn't really know that well, but still felt comfortable that we were all picking up. I was learning things. We were laughing. Like I said, we ran out of food, so it was time to go fishing. We had one more day, and so I was in conflict with that because then I'm like, well, how deep can this question go besides just would you choose a man or a bear? Because now it's got to go deeper than that, because I do trust men when I'm out there.
But it's your experience,
and vice versa. Who's saying that they're the ones that are? We'll use the word psychotic. Who knows? It's not me. Who knows? It's not me, the one that could do something like. So it became at this point like, and once again, it's me. I'm 98% jokester. So I turned it around and went, you know what? I'll take the man. I'll feed him to the bear because the bear's already in the woods. And then I'll leave and I'll be okay. So it became a joke. I had to turn it, around. I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but
Candy. You know how long actually I sit there? You know how long it would take me to decide which one to pick? Like by the time we decide, the bear's probably dead, probably hadn't eaten in weeks. Okay, to me, like I do not make decisions very quickly. Like it's not like I'm gonna jump right in there. No, we're gonna sit down and I'm gonna analyze this for at least a week, okay, before I finally make a decision.
No, I didn't. I tell you that I chose the bear you have to ask me in what point of my life. So I feel like that is a point in your life on that kind of a question. And like I said, if I wouldn't take offense if somebody said they chose a bear as opposed to a woman, because I know it's not me. So whoever you encountered, it was that person. So for you, that makes sense. So I don't take offense to that at all. If anything, I will come and support you because you know, whatever it is. Like in my life, it was hit first and ask questions later. Being
Yes.
essayed from a small child to say I was probably the last time I was 16, and then so from a small child to 16, and then in my 20s. So like,
without being disrespectful, was your essay, and I can say this because of this, do you feel your essay was different if it was a child compared to when you were an adult?
Well, what do you mean? Do I feel it's different? What do you mean?
If it happened before you were a child, you kind of don't have a choice in the matter. You
No,
kind of
right, but I didn't have a choice in the matter either, in the other, because I was overpowered. So
I don't know if I'm wording this right. I'm trying to word it right. But as an adult, would you not feel different if it happened to you as an adult than you do if it did happen to you as a child?
it happened to me as an adult and a child. A child, I think it's even worse because I feel that child doesn't know anything even about that. And
Okay.
and perhaps, you know what, if I look back, but I'm not going to blame myself as a teenager because I was at a party and then I was drinking but not completely drunk, but I was pretty
Yeah.
but I don't blame myself. I did for a long time, and people made sure they told me that it was my fault because I was drinking. But you know what, that gives no one any right to me. If anything, you should take care of the person and say, here, let me make sure this person gets home okay. I don't believe for a minute that I have to decide that I can't walk down the street because I have to be worried about something. Why in the hell? You know what I mean? Obviously, I tell my girls to bring stuff with them to protect themselves. I don't scare them. They go out, whatever. But it's the point is that you have to prepare, because unfortunately, in this day and age, there is a chance that you can be. So being prepared is not being feared. Being prepared means you're prepared.
Here's one for you. It bugs my wife. If she comes home after work and has a drink, I'm kissing you goodnight. We're not having any sexual. You drank. I'm sorry. Like, even if I was drinking, I don't do that. You know what I mean? If we were sober, I'm cool. But as soon as you took a sip of any alcohol, there is nothing beyond maybe a kiss and a cuddle goodnight. Because of my issues and my trauma, I make sure I don't trigger myself.
Right.
So you're setting boundaries in a sense, yeah.
Right. And it bugs my wife sometimes because, you know, women, I'm sorry, you get a little frisky when you're drinking, you know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? But I won't do it. It's not happening. You know,
that's fine.
Wife.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care if you're my wife or not.
But
now you're going to make me contemplate that, because I'm an overthinker. Something happening as a child, and also something happening as a teen, and also happening as a young adult.
Do you feel that things are different? Like, do you feel that, regardless that it happened, okay, it's bad that it happened.
As a child, I never had thoughts in my head, am I going to die?
Correct.
Because it just happened. I had nobody to really go to, and already knew the feeling of the word shamed without knowing the word shame. The feeling of and confusion and dealing with parents that may not necessarily even, like, I mean, I won't say care, but certainly didn't ask how you're feeling in coddlement. But being like even a teen at that point and it happening again, more resilient as a child in a sense. I'm not going to say for future. I'm just saying at the moment.
Yeah, I totally get you.
More resilient because I just remember feelings of it for 3 days, feelings of it for a few days, but then I don't say dealing with it, maybe just putting it away for it to come out later.
Yeah.
But putting it aside.
That's called the DID part of you.
And still going to trust. But wary, trust, but wary. But happening as a teen, I mean, obviously I've got more faculties. I'm not saying they're all right.
I know.
I've got more faculties than a child. So the process it would be a lot different than being a child, being innocent, not even knowing. I mean, you're there to learn. my gosh, I'm
That
still
all the
learning.
way around. I think once you've stolen you've damaged somebody's soul. It's something that the only way that I can talk about it is to disassociate myself from it, because if I live it, I can't tell you, because I won't be able to get through it. So I can't tell you. So I have to tell a story about someone else who then I, on the outside, am trying to help. And for me, when I can help someone else, if I can help somebody else, that helps me. So I feel that I don't do it to help me, but I feel good, because then I'm like, you know what, that person, I needed that person in my life and I didn't have that. And it would have been nice to have, that person to say, hey, it's
I just
okay.
want to
It's
give you
not your
guys a
fault.
little idea.
That's
This
why I
is-
went into social work, so I could help people so that they would have someone there for them. And that's why I volunteer online as an anonymous peer support, so that people who feel alone, they know that they're not alone.
That's wonderful, Bree.
Just so you know,
That is awesome.
Joker guys, Joker here also has DID, but their DID is not my DID. And a lot of people forget that. Our DIDs are not the same.
Yeah.
And a lot of people forget that because our experiences were different. She had DID because of her life experience. I have DID because of my life experience. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people forget that. We're not the same person. Different things trigger us. Different things get us going. And other things we don't give a fuck about. We laugh. It's not funny, but I guess to us it's funny because I'm not funny. I'm trauma is what I tell people. As I told you, Bree, earlier. Okay, I am not funny. I just have a lot of trauma, and I can joke it off. I can laugh at things that normally people are like, "Oh, you can't be doing that." I'm like, I know I can't. I'm gonna laugh. Okay, I'm just like, if for example, like if someone in a wheelchair falls over, okay, I'm going to laugh. It's not good that I laughed. It's not good. It is not good. But my first thing in my brain is, let's laugh about it.
No, I'm the same way. I laugh at really awkward or inappropriate moments, not necessarily because I find it funny, but it's just my it's my mechanism that I have, like a little tick, you could say. It happens.
But you know it's wrong, but your mouth and your brain are like, yeah, too easy. Come on, give me an easy, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're not doing it for that reason. You're not doing it because you're like, it's a reaction. Sometimes listen, my daughter laughs at the most.
I go back to my wife and my kids. They fall down dead. I'm like, what? My wife, I laugh at my wife and she's like, honey, I love you. Just so you know, you're probably gonna fall.
So let's hear from Joker. Let's hear from Joker.
Right.
Hello.
Hi. Well, I just wanted to say, because I kind of like came in the live a bit late, so I'm not really sure if what I'm gonna say like makes sense or not. But I was just wondering if unfiltered, that's what it means. Sometimes I have problems understanding stuff, so I want to make sure. When you said like, do you think it would have been different when it was happening as a child or something like that? I was wondering if
I would have been born as a normal child in the hospital with parents that loved each other. Maybe as we grew up, they argued, they fought, whatever. I would not be having DID. I would be having probably normal depression, anxiety that everybody has. You know what I mean? I would be, know what I mean? But because of the way I was born, to the age of 7, you know what I mean? What is that age? That's called the impressionable time of life. Okay? So if I was born normal, I wouldn't have DID. But because I was not born normal, I have DID. You know what I mean? Like I said, 4 years with being SA'd and abused by a woman, kidnapped, and then given to an SA person that enjoyed doing that to his own family. You know what I mean? So I went from a females to male and then got adopted, or children's aid, or whatever you want to call them. They finally stepped in. You know what I mean? So that's what I meant by, if I would have grown up with a normal family situation, or, you know what I mean? In my normal days, you hate your brother, you hate your sister. You know what I mean? There was none of that touchy, none of that therapy. my education, just because, you know what I mean? If I didn't have the abuse that was going on from day one, I would have been no different than anybody else.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the trauma shapes you.
Yes.
That's what it is. Because I know I did that for me.
Things from other trauma though as well. Like there's many possibilities at the same time. Like yes, it would have been a different experience and it might have shaped you differently, but at the same time.
They also say Mike may not have anxiety. Mike may not have depression. Mike may have something issue because I have 6 other people. They're thinking one of my personalities may have extreme anxiety. Right? So you see what I'm saying? That's one of their issues when it's coming to extreme therapy. They got to figure out who, yes, they're going to help the guy that's in front of them. Not a problem. But are you really helping him by giving him information that he gives zero care about? You know what I mean? Like you can feed me, like I do not have the ability to be cognitive, okay? I have 0 cognitive skills, 0, okay? Don't have the ability to be nice, okay? I'm learning how to be nice. You know what I mean? But I do have other personalities that people love. They're like, oh, he's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? And then I have another personality that you women would block me in an instant because you are beneath me. Even men are beneath me, but I put it as women will be beneath me. You know what I mean? Like there is, you think a narcissist, that's a nice person compared to what I'm going to do. Because I'm your warning. If you go any further, kind of gloves are off, if that makes sense. I don't know if that does or not.
It does. I dated someone who was like that just recently, so I get it.
So, like, you know what I mean? If you can make it past, and his name is Alex. If you can make it past Alex, well, I am not I don't even know what's happening during that time, but Alex will give you that warning. And if you make it by him, well, I'm sorry.
Can I ask a question?
Yo.
When you so when another personality comes to the foreground, do you see at all, like are you in the background watching or you're like sleeping, let's say?
It's called I lose time. I can lose days,
okay.
I can lose hours, I can lose months, I can lose years.
Wow.
I put it this way. I don't remember getting married.
Wow.
If I don't look at pictures, I have 0 clue that I got married.
Wow.
I don't remember who was there, what some songs were picked, what we danced to, what food was there, who was there, who was her best woman. No clue. Who's my best man? No fucking clue. But if I look at a picture, I'd be like, oh, okay, there's my best man.
Do you know which one of your personalities, when they're coming up, who it's going to be?
No, that's the problem right now.
Okay.
All personalities have their own, and the reason I'm aware of them, Mike, the reason I'm aware of them is because people tell me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now, my wife, obviously, she's known me since I was 17 years old. I'm 47. She can tell you if and when I'm not Mike.
Yeah.
If you know me long enough, you'll realize, okay, wait a minute, is that Mike or was that? I don't like you question it yourself, honestly, but I'm not afraid if you ask. I'd rather if you met somebody else who's saying let me know when you can. And you feel comfortable saying, hey, was that Mike? You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
No, it does. Because like I said, I dated someone, he had frontal lobe damage. And like when he would get mad, he almost like his eyes would change. And I went to him one time. I'm like, I swear there's more than one of you. And then he stops and he looks at me and he's like, yeah, but how many of me are there? And that's so like I kind of understand what you're saying because I lived through it. And like his other personality was very violent.
My wife has gone through I write different. I talk different. There's times you don't see me with my glasses on yet. My vision is perfectly fine.
Well, your wife is
Very
amazing. Can
often.
I just say that
When
your
it
wife
happens.
is an amazing lady that she is supporting like you. Like I can just say like she's an amazing lady because it takes a really like, you know, takes a lot of love. Like that's a lot of love as far as I'm concerned. To be able to
her. I've left her because of my mental health already.
I know, but she stuck by me. It's so nice.
Why would I want to put her through this? Why would I want to give her? I'm like a walking zombie in the end because I'm gonna have what is it called? Dementia, and what's the other one?
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's,
Or
but I don't have them. But because of my disorder, I'm gonna mimic that.
Yeah. So,
I
so
can't remember getting married.
wow, wow, that's
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Have
So
you
I
I'm
tried
don't remember kids
taking,
being born. I don't remember kids being born.
I'm just curious, have you tried taking like any vitamins to help your brain? I don't know if it would help because it is a unique situation because it's a coping mechanism, but have you thought of any like ginkgo or anything like that?
I've tried. I'm gonna be honest. I've tried a lot of things over the years. A lot. Some of my issues is a physical issue, so it does affect my mental. So if my physical was better, I think my mental, you would see something a lot different in me.
Yeah.
I have a hard time walking. I have a thyroid disease. Like I have other problems that go along with my mental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I was physically able to say run or go farther than out my driveway without passing out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would probably be a different person, but my physical abilities don't allow me. Not saying I'm not trying, it's just it
Yeah.
doesn't allow me.
Wow,
Right.
that's interesting. So I just want to let Joker say maybe
I'm sorry.
speak a little bit like
Yeah, for me, I'm kind of trying to understand it because my daddy is really different, and I yeah, like I had a lot of brain injuries, so speaking for me is still hard. Understanding stuff is hard, but for me, I never thought I would have the idea in the first place because my image of that was the Split movie. I don't have the amnesia. For me, it's like more like like fragments, but I feel it like physically, deeply, like when it's like there's a switch. I think that the term. But I understood with time that I think why it's so subtle in my case, it's because the brain makes sure that nobody's noticed because of the severity of the trauma. So that's why people don't see it, and that's why I wasn't aware of it. So yeah, for me it's still very hard for me to talk about it because it's a lot of shame, and I still do think it's weird, but it's like a fictive alter. It's one of the reasons why I do Joker, the same life movie, and it triggered something too deep because I was like in a very traumatic place also in my life, and it's like the same life in details except like the pew pew and stuff. So since then I have this other, but yeah, I'm still questioning it, like the idea every day. Like I don't understand it
Stop
at all.
questioning it. Never stop questioning your DID because once you start questioning it, people will stop paying attention. Because DID is one of those things that we're worse than a drug. Okay, I got to think of this. I've been with my wife for 17 years. Do you think she stays with me because she's, you know what I mean? She's been part of this. She has walked every step with me on this. I give her more power than anybody ever should. It's hard to deal with me. Take me out in public. She'll tell you, your fault, not mine. You know what I mean? Like I'm that extreme because not because I want to be. I have no desire to be that way. But and yes, there's a but. There's always a but. My body starts shaking the moment I open my door and go outside of my apartment building. Okay. I physically start shaking because one, I might run into somebody. Okay, so we're going to the grocery store. I prepared myself for the grocery store. I did not prepare to meet someone in the driveway. You see what I'm saying? My mind did not prepare for this driveway person. I was prepared for the grocery store. I was prepared for Walmart. I was not prepared. I get out of my car at Walmart and I might walk in. Someone's like, "Do you want a cart?" I did not prepare for you. Where did you come from? Who are you? Like, you know what I mean? Like my brain doesn't Like if I'm going shopping. I'm going shopping. I don't prepare for people to talk to me because they do. My wife will say, I am not responsible for what comes out of his mouth.
It's understandable.
You know what I mean? Because in my brain, for me to even get out of the house, one, my wife is happy. He's out of the house. Okay. Two, no one talk to him. Just let him do his thing. Like I'm in and out. Like I'm there to get my, like she wants to stop and look at shit. And like, I don't have time for that crap. Okay. Someone's going to talk to me. It's bad enough when they say, do you want a bag or do you want to, oh, you talk to me. You know what I mean? Like you all know what I'm saying. Come on. It's like I don't do it on purpose. It's just
No, Joker, go ahead. You do your thing, Joker. That's okay.
your makeup. I love it when you do
Yeah,
your
no,
makeup.
that's fine. You do your thing. Don't worry. You know what? You're you, and you do you. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter.
Like
It's
I don't
nothing else.
like
It's,
if you see me outside the house, it's because I built the courage to survive that I'm going to Walmart or I'm going to the grocery store. Or I'm going to see my daughter's graduation.
no, people don't understand how hard that is. Like they just think it's, oh, you're just putting on an act. Oh, you're just, it's like you wouldn't want it to happen to you. This is the thing that sometimes what it is. People just always have to throw in something. Maybe they can't handle the situation themselves, so they have to sort of pass it off as like it's
This is
nothing.
why I went through 10 years before I got my diagnosis. 10 years of poking, prodding. They have deprived me of sleep. They made me sleep. They put me on a table and put wires all over me while I sleep. Like I went through all this. And then one doctor goes, if I look at your background and I look at it, like, how can you not have this disorder? It's not like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like everything led to this disorder. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? Because it's a woman's disorder.
Well, like I think it's a person. Yeah, I don't think it's.
It is more, and going by statistics, it's more likely a woman would have this disorder than a man.
Well, that's the problem with society. Then the problem is that people see that and they're like, "Oh, why do you have that?" Well, you know what? It's a person thing, right? And we can't know.
I'm not
what's
arguing
going to
with you.
happen to the person. No, I'm just saying we can't know what happens to the person and the effects of things until you start to grow, and then you realize that honestly, like for me, like part of my thing, okay, besides the essay was the beatings, and besides that was being told that I'm stupid. So being told that I'm stupid for a very big part of my life. And now it might seem funny for me to say that, but I'll tell you, when I'm presented with a new challenge, I get very scared to thinking that I'm not gonna learn it. I won't learn it. Like it brings me to the point where like I'm not gonna, and my kids, I'm lucky that, they're the most supportive of me, saying, Mom, no, you will. What do you mean? Like, of course you're gonna get that, because I've always reinforced positive things into them.
When I lived with my grandpa, and if does anyone here actually know my real name?
No.
It is Michael, whatever you want to call it, okay? Not a very hard name to say, right? Pretty easy, you know what I mean? My grandfather, the man that is the 3PDO, when he would be drinking, which is 95% of the time, I wasn't Michael, I wasn't Mike, I wasn't nothing. I was his little R word. Come here, my little R. Look, little R. Oh, look, the little R's home. I didn't know my name for 4 years because that's all I knew was I was a little R.
That's awful.
You know what I mean? So when I hear someone speak about it, I do giggle. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Is it appropriate? Hell no, it's not. But to me, it has zero power. I have zero effect when it comes to that word. Say it all you want, like spill it out of your face, like it means nothing to me. You know what I mean? But it would mean something to other people. I can't help that. I cannot. Because that's all I was. And by the books and everything like that, I would be classified as a R word. I would. I'm not gonna lie. I only have grade 7 education. You know what I mean? I'm not like I'm brilliant or anything. I'm brilliant because I have
No, you are brilliant. The school
You are
doesn't.
brilliant.
No,
honestly.
hold on. I'm not educational smart. I am life smart.
Yeah.
Street smarts is that's the term. Like I have a very, and we've been testing this because I had to do it. I have a very high IQ and a very low IQ. Depends on when you test me. That's how they figured out my DID because they tested me in an IQ test and the guy just laughed. Like he's like, I don't even know why we gave this to him. Then 3 months later, they gave me the exact same test. And I will just say I'm a lot smarter than the first test. A lot smarter. Like
Yeah.
I should be, and this is one thing that confuses them is they're surprised I'm not in a mental institution. That's why my DID is not the same.
Yeah.
They don't understand how I can live in a family, how I can have kids, how I've been able to stay out of jail. This doesn't make sense to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But did you go through counseling?
I went through physical, mental, cognitive. I don't know. Touch me there, bear. Any type of therapy. Like I even ran at one point because I took it so much. Anger management in high school. I knew more than the teacher because I took it so much.
I didn't go through any therapy. I went through a little bit. I think I wished that I couldn't afford therapy, and when I was young, I wasn't allowed to go anywhere. So never mind going to therapy or whatever.
I'm in Northumberland County. Unfortunately, I'm in an area that I can only get help within Northumberland County. Outside of that, I have to provide myself type idea because of my intense therapy is why it's hard to give me therapy. It's not like I can just go once a week. It's maybe twice a week, like a day a week. You know what I mean? Like I go Monday, twice a day, Monday, twice a day, Tuesday. You know what I mean? 3 times on what, you know, it depends on what is needed for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know.
My ODSP won't cover the help that I need because that's a lot of. I don't drive, so I got to rely on everybody else to do shit for me. You know what I mean? And they won't pay the mileage because that's too much for them, my government, to cover to me to get the therapy that I need because it is more than once a day. And this is not just for a few months. This is like years. Yeah. Right? It's not like, oh, I can go in 3 months and, oh, he'll be fine and go back. No, this is years and years. Like you're talking at least a minimum of 3 years, maybe just to get past round 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Are you in Canada? Can I ask that?
What?
Are you in Canada?
Yes, I'm in Ontario.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't give a fuck. I'm in Brighton, Ontario.
Okay.
I'm in Northumberland, like I said, Northumberland County. If you look up that area, I'm from Peterborough to Port Hope. And I think maybe just before you hit Trenton.
Oh, I just lived in Belleville in Oshawa at one point.
Oshawa is 45 minutes away from me. And Belleville is like another 40, well, it depends on which way you go. It's another 45 minutes up the highway.
I'm pretty close to you then. I'm pretty, well, probably, yeah, I'm probably, because I'm 25 minutes east of Toronto.
Toronto's okay, so I was born and raised in Scarborough. Now, to get to Scarborough, an hour and 45 minutes for me. Exactly from my house here in Brighton, Ontario, okay? An hour and 45 minutes, and I see, welcome to Scarborough. Yeah. You hit the Don Valley Parkway, and then your life is over.
I lived in Scarborough. I lived downtown. Yeah. You lived in Toronto as well, Bree?
Yeah, I lived in Toronto for quite a few years. I've lived all over the place.
Hold on. Scarborough or Toronto?
Well, I lived in both.
I lived border of Scarborough. It was, I think, Warden Station.
See, Fringe, there's a difference. Her smell's different than a Scarborough smell.
Well, yeah, I lived downtown Toronto and I lived in Scarborough too.
See, Scarborough smells are different from those other people. They're weird.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, I lived right beside a cookie factory. It smelled
okay. So I'm gonna say those type of people don't go to Scarborough on purpose.
Was it Peak Greens?
No, it was it was like the Christie's factory. So you get like a giant garbage bag of like chocolate chip cookies for $5.
Oh yeah. I know the Christie
Okay?
factory.
Those type of people don't go to Scarborough on purpose. Okay.
No, trust me, I know. We moved all over the place. I swear we were in a witness
I've lived
protection
in Cornwall, I've
program.
lived in Brockville, Cardinal. I've lived all pretty much. As long as it's been along the 401, I pretty much lived there. Okay.
Yeah, I lived all over. We used to ask my family. I used to say, like, are we in a witness protection program? Because we keep moving. Like, it was like
No, my kids got concerned for a while.
every 2 years. Like, I went to like 10 different schools. No kidding. Like 10 different freaking schools.
Okay. It
Which
may
was
have
tough
had,
at
I
the
may have had an
beginning,
attitude
too.
problem.
It
May
was-
have an attitude problem. Okay.
Pardon?
I may have had an attitude problem when it came to school. May have. I don't know. Can't confirm or deny. I may have an attitude problem. Okay. At one point, I got kicked out of the city of Coburg. Okay. Now, if you know much about Coburg, okay, yeah, it's not heroes or anything, but yeah, it's a hard place to get kicked out of. Well, I did for 2 years. Okay, I got a 2-year ban from the city of Coburg. Okay.
Why?
My baby daddy, whose name is also
I would just say they can. A lot of things happen. Remember, I can steal a car, right? A lot of things happen, but they can never prove it was me.
That's why.
Oh, okay.
If
What
you know
were
what
you
I'm
gonna-
saying, but they know it was me. They just couldn't prove it was me,
Okay. Hang on.
and
let me
I
get
will
it.
not confirm or deny if it was me.
Okay.
My
hang
baby
on.
daddy, his name's Mike too. He got kicked out of Kamloops for quite a few years too.
What's your name, Mike? Don't hang out with Mike's guys. I'm so
I'm
sorry.
not gonna lie, I like you, but I've never had good luck with Mike's personally.
Yeah, get rid of a Mike. Like, kick me in the ass. Like, I've even told my kids, like, okay, I love my mom. Okay, no, I don't. I lied. Okay, my mom. Okay, we'll just say she had a little bit of dyslexia. Okay, just a tiny bit. Okay, and her dyslexia, I don't know how she spelt my name wrong. So I just say my mom had dyslexia. Okay, because I'm Mike Hell. I'm not Michael. I'm Mike Hell. You see what I'm saying? Like, she already put horns on me the moment she spelt my name wrong.
Yeah, she put a little curse.
You see what I'm saying? Like, if my dyslexic mother would have spelled my name right, I would not have issues, okay? I hate my name. I'm sorry, ladies. I do, but I hate my name. I told my kids, for a family name, please pick Joseph. For the love of God, pick Joseph, okay?
I don't like it either.
Neither do I,
don't
but
like- I don't
Michael,
like the word Joseph.
it's better than fucking Michael.
No, I had
Like
it.
I said, I've never had good luck with Michaels.
Okay, but I wouldn't hang out with a Joseph either. But I wouldn't. No, don't hang out with Michael. Michael, seriously, I find out her name is, ladies. You hear the M-I run. Don't he might put my name? No, I don't give a fuck.
Well, I had God rest his soul. My uncle Mike was my
Oh
favorite.
God,
My favorite. No, he was my favorite. He was
we are the favorite because
He
we don't
was.
give a fuck.
he was awesome. No, he was awesome. I can't say.
Probably the
No, that's what I'm
odd good
saying.
Mike.
Uncle Mikes are usually the best.
Yeah, my uncle Mike was.
You know how many times I get calls, Uncle Mike? I'm like, what? My mom said it. Well, come here and I'll give it to you then. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I've had my niece and nephew call me going, Uncle Mike, you're cool, right? I'm like, yeah. Like, Mom won't give this to me. I'm like, well, come here, I'll give it to you then. Like,
I know.
I'll deal with your mom. What's she gonna do? Hit me? Woo. Like,
Yeah, you know what? I'll say that. So Shandy, did you want to say anything? Like, no. Joker, did you want to say something? Or are you just in your?
she's putting her makeup on. She's
Yeah,
enjoying
no,
life.
I just want to make
Actually,
sure that.
Can I change my mind?
Yeah, you can, of course. Go ahead.
Unfiltered.
Yeah.
Just questions that I may have missed answers to. When you go from one person to another,
I'm unaware.
do you think you're going to sleep? Like, so when you
I
come back
lose
to Mike,
time. I call it I lose
Right.
time. Okay, like if
so it's not you like you have any indication of like you just lose time, but did you lose time? Like, do you remember the last moment that Mike was around?
this morning. I'm assuming,
Not trying
I'm
to be like
assuming I've been
specific.
around all day, but I've been by myself. I'm not aware. I don't know what trigger. I know I'm anxiety and depression based, whether it's up or down. Doesn't matter. There is no happy anxiety, sad. I'm always anxiety. I'm always depressed. It's just which way is it going to go?
And are all the, and I forgive me if I don't use the right terms, but of all the people you have, are they not protecting Mike?
Alex is. Alex is
Okay.
what they consider the protector. Mike, I'm your normal hangout. You want to hang out with me, team, we'll joke, have fun. I have then Michael. Michael is, he's like your dad. You know what I mean? He wants you to be all serious and shit, and has to give you explanation down to the like. Back in my day, my ankle, I used to kick a ball 5 miles. That type of person. You know what I mean? And then I have other personalities. And then I have Alex, who is the rudest, narcissistic. No one likes him, but there's a reason he's who he is. If you are willing to get
Is he a protector of all?
Yes. Because if you get by him, they're thinking there is one more personality, but they can't confirm or deny it because no one's really had the opportunity to get by Alex. If that makes sense. I don't know if that does.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know
You're totally
when my
answering.
personalities appear. Other people, like say you were my neighbor for 10 years, you would be they'll eventually go, okay, I didn't deal with Mike today. I dealt with. You would know it before I would, type idea. Right?
Okay.
So their goal when it comes to my therapy is, like I said, who has depression, who has the anxiety, who has this mentality, why does this mentality come out during this time? Why is that? But we're not aware of each other. If we are aware of each other, it would be a lot easier, I think.
So one is not more aware of the others than, like, everybody's kind of blank towards each other. They
Right.
don't really know they're there.
I only know they're there because my wife knows them. My wife has met them. Doctors have met them. People that have been in my life, like therapists and stuff, they have met these other personalities. And then when they realize, wait a minute, maybe who are you? And I tell them I'm Mike, like, who the fuck do you think I'm going to be? Right? They then tell me, well, while you think you're Mike, this happened during this time. Do you remember? I'm like, when? Like I said, I don't remember getting married. I think Michael got married, in my opinion, because I don't remember it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, don't remember it. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that 5 years from now, all of a sudden you're like, remember I was at my wedding and I had the blue and the pink and you know what I mean? He'll know everything. But like I mean, I'm being honest right here. You know, y'all can hear me first. I don't remember getting married. Okay, so if you hear it, it's not Mike. Okay, I'm just, you know what I mean? Like,
I might ask you some more questions randomly throughout the next few months that I see you.
I'm very open about it. I'm not shy. If you have a trigger, you have to let me know what it is. Because if you don't,
no, I don't. I'm not one to be triggered.
But you know what I'm saying.
I've dealt with it. You get triggered I've already dealt with it. That, like, I can't ask for help now.
This is the same terrible.
I find it difficult to ask people for any type of help because I was already embedded in my head that I had to deal with myself. It was embedded in my head that the last person to help you is yourself, and so
I thought it was a therapy thing.
Get off your butt and do it, or get off your pity pot, or so these are just terminologies embedded into my head.
I've heard all these things. I've heard all.
Yeah,
I would love to.
But I'm stuck asking for help. I'm more of the person
my wife will
just
tell you,
getting knowledge.
Sandy, my wife will tell you I'm the first person that wants to work. I so want to work. It's better than sitting on my ass and looking around my house. Now, you guys should think, oh, that should be cool. Now we have OCD. So guess what? No many times I clean my house a day. Not because I want to. Yeah. Because in my brain, it's always dirty. Always dirty.
The thing is with people, I think what it is that they don't understand it. So then what happens is
The therapy
they don't know how to,
for
well, they
most
don't
people.
know, they don't know how to deal with it. They don't understand it. They don't understand that there's a lot of different things that people have gone through, and looking at it in a different angle will make you understand people a little more and say, because we're not all the same. Like it's, I mean, who wouldn't want to go back? If I could go back and change my story, I would go back and change my story. Like I would never choose this story for my life. I wouldn't choose any bad story for anybody's life. But I mean, for myself, I would rewrite it. And sometimes when they see the finished
It's
product,
awareness. Hold on. It's awareness, Anarchy. I'm not blood pressure raised or anything. To me, you're talking about awareness. If they think that I've gone too far, they'll tell me. I have
Okay.
zero.
No, I'm
It's a
just
therapy
saying
thing.
if it's, sometimes people see a person and you think maybe the way the person is, you're like, oh, I don't see that. You know, they don't know what you live with in your brain or in your home or by yourself or wherever it is. It's a different story when it's like a clown with a painted smile, right? You can paint a smile on, you can paint that smile on, but it doesn't mean that you're smiling. Like anybody can paint a smile on. It's a facade.
Can I address something very fast? I'm sorry, I never interrupt anyone. I'm very shy, but I need to say something to Anarchy in the comments. Actually, I think that for a lot of us, it's topics that a lot of us were having too much shame to talk about. Okay, so trauma stuff, and for once we talk about it, so
Therapy.
it bothers people, but because people don't want to hear about this stuff. So I'm tired of having to live in a world where it all has to be pink and stuff. No, this is our reality. So we should not be ashamed of talking about it. And there's plenty of other lives that I'm sure that will not bother you. So
I think the word
don't
terrible. I think it's the word terrible that kind of gets me going, because to us it's not terrible because that's our experience.
That's your reality. That's your reality.
Happen.
And there should be a safe spot that you can always come here to speak. There should be a safe spot for that you're able to say and know that you're not looked at in any way, not thought of in any way, you're okay to be you. You're okay to say the things that you feel, because you're right. In society, you were put in boxes. And you have to perform a certain way, and you have to look a certain way, you have to act a certain way. There's no way that you can have this, this is broken. I don't want to hear this broken stuff. This is broken. I don't want to hear it. Well, this is the way society, more of society than people think is, right?
I'm still at the bent of, if we were all in a mall, would we go up and be willing to sit and talk to each other the way we do on this app? Would you women feel confident? As a single man, I'm walking up a group of women, and I'm going to sit down and talk to you about just life like we do on here.
I mean, I would talk to you.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, I'm just typing out a response.
But does it make sense to you? Like, remember, you're on an app where you're just randomly talking. You get to talk to these people because COVID allowed us to have this app. But if we all met in person, would you still, I'm sitting there trying to promote myself, hey girls, you want to follow me? You see my videos, and this is what I talk about. You know what I mean?
I'm going to say this to you unfiltered. It depends on how you listen. Here's how it is. So it wouldn't be because you said it would. To me, it's all in the approach and it's all in the delivery. So I have triggers, not triggers so much, but I don't trust everybody. Like I just don't. That's who I am. Like it's not offense to anybody. It isn't because I'm looking at. I speak to people? Absolutely. I speak to people every day, and I don't talk to anyone any different. But if somebody came up to me and said, hey, do you want to watch my videos? I would kind of question, what the freak kind of videos are you trying to get me to watch?
If you came to me and you wanted to talk to me about like your life or something like that, I'm so open to that. But if you came to me wanting to promote your like stuff just randomly, to me that's a bit off-putting, because I don't know. I'd rather just be there for people and talk and be friends instead of someone trying to.
But that's the point of this app, is to get as many followers as you want. How many of these followers do you want in real life? Who would you sit at their table? Would you?
I don't know. I don't look at it that way though. For me, it's if people are following me, that's great. Like I follow people back too. Like there's some, I sometimes this app doesn't allow me to follow people back right away, so I have to wait. But I also, if somebody's like, it doesn't matter to me how many followers I got, and sometimes what matters more is the connections that I make. So if
I'm not wrong. You're not wrong.
if I have 20,000 followers and I made 5 connections, I like my 5 connections more than the 20,000 followers because that's amazing. I made 5 connections with people. Like, so
You're
for
not
me,
wrong. You're
And I
definitely
have
not.
following on Facebook, but I don't care about that stuff. But here I have more connections and I get to talk to people like this, and we get to talk about actual issues, or people have a safe space to talk, different things like that. And I appreciate that more than any number on a computer screen.
oh, me too.
And you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong with that.
Yeah, the number. What does the number mean? If you can't give somebody the grace, like to be able to just be themselves, say your opinion. Like for me, when people come on here, this is the most I've talked to in my life because I barely talk on it because I make sure that other people, and I try to address and make sure I look and I say, okay, that's why I stopped and I said, Shandy, do you want to say something? Because sometimes people like to listen, but I want to make sure that, in case she had to say something, joke her too. I know she's busy, but you know what? She might have wanted to pop in and say a few things. So I always try to make sure that people do get their chance to be able to speak, and we all have different opinions. So my
Isn't
opinion
the
is
point
my
of life
opinion.
is to have different opinions and learn from them? Like I
Shandy
definitely
wants to say something. Yeah, Shandy, did you want to say something?
Sorry, I'm dying over
No,
here,
no,
and,
go
and
ahead.
I'm
don't
learning.
die.
I'm learning self-control. Like I'm like,
No,
just be quiet, Shandy. Just be
no,
quiet.
go ahead.
Other people need a chance to speak.
Don't die because
Um,
you can't
but
save you.
I'm imagining all of you right now because even though I'm okay, I'm like a gregarious, outgoing person on the norm when I'm not in pain, and I don't care what I'm riding in, the scooter, the walker, if I'm able to walk. So I'm picturing all of you right now, and even you, Fringe, with the helmet. I'm not looking at the words on the helmet. I'm just looking at the helmet, like you're wearing a full body outfit of a helmet. And so I'd be like, oh man, that is so cool. Now I'd bypass Mike, and he'd be chewing on that. Like it looks like a Twizzler, and I'd be like, hey man, I love Twizzlers too, but I like the
can.
black
I
one.
do have.
And I would just create like a light conversation. And then I would see Joker and I'd be like, wow, that's amazing. What are you doing? And she would explain to me a little bit of what she's doing. And I might even stay for a little bit because I don't know how to put on makeup. And I'd probably tell her that. And she'd probably say, oh, it's easy to do. And she'd make me feel comfortable. And then on my walk home, I'd see Bree. And Bree would just be sitting there maybe on a park bench with her phone a little bit. And I'd be like, just randomly, hi, how are you today? And she just might look over and say, good, how are you? And both of us smile for that one moment. And each of you have become part of my life for that my day. So when I get home, I could say, wow, I met 4 great people today.
Oh, see,
I met 7 others. I met 7 others that didn't respond to me. That's okay because I've met 4. So that's how I'm looking at all of you right now. Like, yeah, I wonder if you were on the street. Yeah, I'd talk to you
no, hold
just
on.
because, just to get a response, just see how you respond. Maybe just build up, not friendship, but even something that just says hi.
Hold on.
And maybe next time I see you, you'll say hi first. And that will be the bomb. That means we have a relationship going now because now you're saying hi to me first, which means I must have made a good impression. Maybe not. Maybe. Well, I would like to think so.
Sandy,
But
Beautiful. I love
yeah.
that.
Sandy, dear,
Thank you for letting me say that. I wish I had to get that out so
Sandy,
bad.
dear, Sandy, dear, I love you, and I love the way you feel so optimistic. You had me until you said 4 wonderful people. Now, okay,
That's just on the basic level. Let's not get too involved. I'm just happy that people are
oh
responding.
no, hold on,
I'm just
not
happy
done
that they're
yet.
smiling.
Not done.
That they're able to say, how are you? Nothing in depth after
Yeah,
that.
but you identified
Yeah, I'm
me.
just glad that there's people still out there willing to say hi and not
You
just walk
identify
by.
me as a wonderful person. Like I feel offended that you think I'm wonderful. Like I'm a little offended there. Like
I'd have to let you accept your offendedness, because I can only accept my feelings and what I go through. I could help out, but
Why just
if you're
get
feeling
stoned?
offended that I'm complimenting you,
do I get stoned and now have alcoholic problems?
what's that?
Do I get stoned and have alcoholic problems?
No. I mean, if you want to, you could. But like,
I just think there you are, Fringe. I like the
Oh,
lives.
sorry.
do,
I'm
man.
trying to flip the camera and it won't flip. I'm trying to freaking flip this stupid camera. Like, frig off. This phone overheats. It does everything. It's like,
Oh, mine does too.
I
oh,
tell
so
people I'm
annoying.
learning how to be nice. Every day is a learning process for me. Like I'm like one of those choose your own adventure books. You know what I mean? Can you smart? Okay, so if you go to page 47, this may happen. You can choose for page 43. This may happen, or you can go to page 41, and this will probably definitely happen. Hello, how you doing?
I know I'm never on this because my hair always does some funky shit. Like it never.
Yeah.
It's got its own.
Be in your DMs later.
Oh, yeah, I got that too because I can't shape my own head properly. So I've got like.
Can we make the boxes better so you can be bigger and beautiful?
Okay. Yes.
Definitely. It definitely is not the greatest my hair, but
It doesn't matter.
You'll have really nice hair.
This is called the 1970s, 80s look that I still haven't been able to get rid of, and it's stuck with me. And I call it the Bush look.
Basically,
Oh,
she's gonna do you in a 10. Basically, what she's gonna do. Okay?
I like it. Oh, you look really nice with
I
your
like
hair
it.
down.
Thanks.
And she's like, everyone, peace, love, wild child.
yeah.
Oh, look, some of us in a 10. Oh, look, you're bigger than normal.
Oh yeah. Oh look, it's big now. It won't go to the. Okay, never mind.
It won't go to this. It's big. It won't get small again.
So it's my phone. It's me. It's not the phone. Let's face it.
No, it's probably the phone. We'll blame the phone.
Trying to give you a way out, Fringe. Trying to give you a way out.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll take whatever way I can get.
And
Now,
friends are
I
cute.
got a question. Is it wrong that sometimes I feel I have to be funny, but it may not be the right situation to be funny, but that's how I'm gonna handle it?
Every time.
That's your response. Right?
Yeah.
That's your response. It's not a right or wrong. It's not a right or
But
wrong.
it is. If I'm at I'll give you an example, okay? I'm at my daughter's graduation, okay? My brain says, okay, one, I'm here, okay? Because it's during COVID, right? So I couldn't be up near the front. Now, I did everything in my power. I mean everything. I see walking up, getting a thing going, there's my Hercules, oh my little Hercules. You know what I mean? I took everything in my power not to do that on her.
You should.
No.
I would have done it, honestly. Like, I'm the type of person, though, I'll go to lunch with my friends and I will speak really loudly and inappropriately so I can embarrass them.
Of course.
Like, to me, I'm like, I would do that because I love embarrassing all my friends in front of random strangers. 'cause
I had permission from the principal in grade 9 to show up in a tutu if I wanted to and prance around and follow my daughter to make sure she went to class. My daughter's friends went, your dad wouldn't do that. She goes, fucking right he would.
Oh my God. I
would have put my hair in a little pigtail. I would have done it all. I promise you.
It's fun though. Some stuff is hilarious. It's fun.
Honestly,
I
I love
have
that people committed to it. I love it.
But you know, my kids can tell you some stories.
My kids will walk out of the house and they know the rules are be happy, be smiling, and don't come back with kids. Okay.
Mine would be, mom's gonna, oh shoot, she's gonna say something. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna say something. I am.
No, the kids they come here. They're like, okay, so you met my mom. She's cool. She's awesome. Calm lady. Because Barb is a very calm person. She doesn't explode unless something's really got her going. Okay. And then there's me. And the kids are like, I am so sorry. But this is my dad.
I'm so sorry. So sorry. This is my dad.
And it's not their fault to say that.
Let's say hi to hardworking.
Yeah, but when they're coming through this door.
Just saying hello. Yeah, I do not want you to think we didn't say hello to you.
When they're coming through this door, they don't know who they're meeting. Remember, they carry on this disorder just as much as I do.
Yeah.
So they understand that it may not be just dad back there. Like who?
Yeah.
What dad do we have today? And hence why they say this to their others is, "Oh, we are so sorry." You know what I mean? Like they're constantly apologizing because they need to, because they understand that I don't do what I do on purpose. It's my brain tells me to say it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Whether it's right or wrong, I'll take the consequences. But my brain says you have to say it.
So what does it mean then? Because I do that too. My mouth will speak before I think. And what I say is not appropriate. Even I want to run away from me.
You gotta
Follow my finger.
But it's
follow
like
my finger.
it's like I've
follow my finger.
like literally I go home and I think, okay, Shandy, you gotta learn to shut up, man. You gotta shut up. Like you gotta stop your mouth.
Kenny.
no, girl.
Start,
Just own
start
it.
with yourself with this. You see the word unfiltered right there, right? So we're recognizing that you're unfiltered. Once you start there, you realize that you have to learn to filter yourself sometimes. You can act like you can laugh. Like if you're at a funeral, you're like, it's okay. It's okay to laugh when you're putting someone in the ground. Or you know what I mean? There's certain things that you're gonna do. People are gonna recognize that. Okay, that's what I learned.
We are all human. We all do things that I don't know, like we shouldn't, or we might regret. But at the end of the day, actually, not regret. Just own it. If you can't, if you talk and you don't think like you just say
Learn
things like I
from
do it too. Just own it. Like at the end of the
Learn
day,
from it.
people
Like
who
people
love
say
you will
all the
always
time,
be
"Oh,
there.
we just did this." I'm like, no, we didn't.
Well, I certainly, Brie, I certainly did own it. I mean, but I certainly, whatever came out of my mouth, I was like, even I was like, whoa, whoa, Shandy, you shouldn't have said that one. And but still, it was still like this thought, like you're gonna say that, excuse me, and then go, oh, Shandy, we don't say that. Like that was bad. Like whatever it may be, I don't want to express it. 'Cause, like, it was bad.
will not take
But I agree with you. Just own it and accept it. It happened.
It's gonna be a
I
negative
have
to
no
a
filter.
positive,
That's
Candy. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be a negative to a positive. Okay,
Well,
I'm just gonna throw that out. Okay, people are gonna be like, "Ah, that's kind of funny." And the other people are like, "What did you just say, motherfucker?" You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, you know what I mean? But then you learn from it. You learn from it. Okay, like obviously, there's certain people I can do certain things with. There's other people that I cannot do things with. Like I can't bring up the R word in front of other people. Other people I can bring it up, no problem. It's all good because that's, you know what I mean? That was the way we talk. You know what I mean? Other people might bring it up. They're like, "Oh my god, we're gonna wait." You know what I mean? You certain
Yeah.
things don't bother me as much as it bothers somebody else.
Very
I
true.
have to learn when to say certain things when certain people are around.
So I'm just gonna say hi to Hardworking. Did you want to say anything, Hardworking? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You changed your picture.
I did. I had my partner in the photo. I gotta get a
Why would you do that? Why would you did something wrong? What did you do wrong?
Oh, nothing. Yeah, no, I'm innocent.
No, you did something. You don't willingly put your you did something wrong.
Honestly, I like to change up my stuff once in a while.
No.
I add it up on my
You did something
profile.
wrong, guys.
I
Just
don't
so you know.
also post videos on.
It's okay. It's okay. I got you hardworking. I got
Yeah.
you.
So what is the topic exactly? I'm just curious. Like, is
So
it
we
like
were, we were talking about the vaccine injured, but then we switched to some trauma because I feel like, you know what, there's not a lot of spaces where people can actually talk about their traumas and how they feel and how it affects them like day to day, like, and just have a space where it's okay because we all went through something, you know, like
that's a good topic. Okay. Yeah.
what
So,
were- yeah.
I think a good one would be from my end personally is, so I'm actually the oldest out of 5. My mom had me, my brother, my sister, my dad had 2 additional kids with his wife he's been with for 34 years since I was born. And my other, basically in technicality, all 4 of my siblings are half siblings, if we go by technicality standards.
Yeah.
And being the oldest, I was a test child. So I was treated differently.
I got a question. I got to ask you, because you are the oldest. Hold on.
Wait, hang on. Let him finish his story, and then we can figure out. Sorry, let him say it.
So that's all good. Yeah, so yeah, no, I was the oldest. I was treated differently outright. Called my parents out on it repeatedly, and they denied it. I'm like, yeah, well, right. And I've now noticed it more now with my daughter because I have a single child. She's an only child. She's 7. And I have my one younger sister, not my one of my mom's kids, She is 9 years younger than me, so she's 25. She has 3 kids. She had her first at 16. I'm telling you, if I had a kid at 16, I would have got whooped. Okay. My mom had me at 17, but ironically, she would have whooped my ass.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to figure out how to approach a situation where I know for a fact my mother is treating my daughter much differently than my sister's kids. She sees my sister's kids every day because they live 20 minutes away from us. So they basically live in Guelph. I'm in the Waterloo region, right? So, but my sister lives in Guelph too. Her kids are treated 10 times better than my daughter. My mom hasn't seen my daughter in 5 months. So I think my trauma there is the fact that I'm watching how my family's treating my own child, but meanwhile my mother will treat her kids like see them all the time, and everything else, and then she tends to question me. She's like, "Oh, well, why doesn't your daughter say I love you to me?" and blah blah. I'm like, you haven't seen.
I got you on this one. Oh, I got you on this one. I have my mother, my bio mother. I've known her. I found her and everything like that. She came back into my life, and I told her, you can be a mom, or you can be just, you're not my mom. I have a mom already. You know what I mean? Like, you're my mother. I love you and everything, but I have a mom type idea. Yeah. Well, she stepped up beyond the border by my stepdaughters got everything from my mom. My real children, she would downright look at them and hand them and say, "Oh, I don't have money for you," but then turn around and give, say, $20 to their stepsister right in front of the face. Like, they would bring gifts down to give in front of their natural grandchildren.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been there. Let your daughter see it. She'll figure it out. I promise.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the thing is, right? Like, obviously, and I have my father, but he lives out in Barrie, right? So he lives a good hour and a half away from me. But he has seen her a little bit more. He hasn't seen her about, I'd say, 4 months. Again, my other two siblings, who are very early 20s, live with my dad still because the housing market and everything else. But it's more of a situation that I'm not sure how to approach it.
Don't.
Well, no, I would have a conversation with your mom, like, without the kids around. I would have a conversation with her. I would, because if I felt that with my kids, I would definitely have a conversation and say, this is how I feel. This is what I see, because if you don't communicate it, then, and you think if you just leave it, it's just going to manifest. And I feel like that's worse than if you address it, like private, not in front of the kids, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't do that in front of my daughter. But it's come down to the point where she's will throw these. She says, "Oh, I have issues with my car. I have this and this." I'm like, okay, well, our car's super old, and the only time we ever use our vehicle is to go grab groceries. So again, but I tell her, I'm like, it's like I've told her on the phone in the past recently. I'm like, you basically spend so much time with my sister's kids. You do all this other stuff for them, but when it comes to my daughter, you don't spend any time with her, and you're wondering why she doesn't say things to you or want to talk to you half time on the phone, because while she might be 7, she's not stupid.
No, what does she say to that? When you say that?
She doesn't like it. She thinks it's unfair. She's like, "Oh, well, you could be coming to see me and everything else," and I'm like, "No." I'm like, my schedule doesn't allow it, but I was like, again, you spend all your waking time with my sister's kids and not mine. And now she's at the age where she's able to understand many things.
Yeah, because you don't want her to feel like that. I know it's.
And as I said, she's at the age where she understands certain things, and it's like, again, at the end of it, I just find that in a lot of the situations, it seems like a lot of parents honestly treat their oldest children like shit. Honestly, 9 times out of 10. I have not seen it differently in a very long time.
Well, in my house, it would have been different. I'm the middle child, and I always said, okay, so here's my brother's logic, which I don't really speak to my brother because of the trauma that I suffered at his hands as well. But he used to say to me as a child, so if a stranger comes, they demanded one of the children. Now remember, we're kids when they're saying this. If they demanded one of the children, they would give you away. And I'd be like, why? And they're like, because I'm their firstborn, so they're not going to give me away, and they're not giving the baby away. You're nothing. You're just in the middle. So that made so much sense to me. Like when you think of that as a kid brain, now it doesn't. Now you go, okay, whatever. But as a kid brain, of course it makes sense. The oldest, their firstborn, no way. The
My
baby,
children,
they didn't give a baby.
my children
So
tried to
every
get
time, hang on. So every time I see her in noise, like in my house, I'd be like hiding until I picked up enough nerve to tell my mom. And my mom said, no, that's silly. We didn't give any of you guys away. But it's not even, but it was such a traumatic, words mean a lot when you're a child. Like, you don't realize.
And this is coming from my son is the youngest of 5 sisters, okay? Now, the term bullying, I definitely know it because my daughters convinced my son that we had to adopt him. He was not,
told me I was adopted too. Yeah.
that wasn't her mother. You know what I mean? We adopted him because we saw him on the side of the they had him. He went to school and told people he was adopted, like because his sisters told him he was.
Yeah, I thought I was too because I have blonde hair and my sister and brother have dark hair and my parents have dark hair.
An elaborate story, like we on the way to the hospital, we got into a car accident, but at the same time, you were right there in the back seat. Oh, they came up with so many stories.
Oh no, I know. Well, this is it because my family has dark hair. Now, when I had my 3 kids, one of my kids is blonde and the other 2 aren't. So whatever it is, it's in our genetics and whatever. But seeing that made sense to me because if I looked at my parents and looked at my brother and sister, they had dark hair. They all had dark hair. I had pure blonde hair. Like I'm Italian, but it's like it's not like you can't be Italian with blonde hair and blue eyed. There's blonde haired, blue eyed Italians, but it's that in my immediate family.
In my immediate family,
me, sure, it made sense when someone told me I was adopted. I totally thought I was.
Oh yeah.
For the longest.
My whole family, my bio family has black, like I mean jet black natural hair. I have light brown. Okay, like and then my mom's like, and my aunts always joke with my mom back in the day. They used to say, I guess he was the mailman. And, you know what I mean? And then I'm sitting here going, oh my God, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I know her history now, right? I'm like, no, that's not good. That is not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
So yeah, unfiltered. I mean, hardworking. I feel sad for that because I know that your daughter, I know what you're saying, she's going to start to like really notice where you're, you know, but is it because of your schedule? Is it because that you can't make it over there? Like a lot of time, like what?
I have offered a few times. Like my schedule Monday to Friday is pretty like set overall because of what our work schedules are. But like, even with us traveling the 20 minutes to Guelph, I think the problem is that it's been offered many times, and then she comes up with an excuse every single week. But then she tells, like, when I try to get a hold of her, I'm with your sister's kid, I'm busy. And I've been told things because I actually have no contact with my sister because that's another story. But it just, I find how parents will treat you differently based on when you were born because as I said, my other siblings are treated so much better. It's like, wow. And then when I confronted my parents, they're like, what?
Once again, your daughter
show some examples and say, well, look, I asked you like at this time, you know, if you wanted to do this, like you say, you could just say, also, Mom, it's not about me, it's about like your daughter. Like it's also not about me, it's about her. Do you know what I mean? Because she's the one that's you're gonna feel sad, of course, but I mean, she's the one that they should be focusing on. Yeah. Sad.
I'm not saying disregard your daughter, but if she's a strong person that you raised her to be, she'll see it and she'll make her own. Like she's like, Dad, why is she even coming over? Like she'll make her own choices of whether she wants to see. Like it's a 50-50 way. You don't have to be there to see the kids.
Oh, exactly.
You have to be there. You know what I mean? Why can't you just show up? Hey guys, I'm here. I just happen to stop. You know what I mean?
Oh, pretty much, yeah. He also doesn't like the fact that I keep calling her out on smoking. Like, my mother doesn't like that either. I keep calling her out on it every single time. And I'm like, Well, considering a few like just before my daughter was born, I witnessed my wife's grandmother deteriorate in 3 months from cancer, from smoking out heavy alcohol use. I'm like, I told her, if you get cancer, I will not bring my child around you. I will not let her see you deteriorate. And she did not like that. I'm like, no, not happening.
And you're not wrong.
I mean, that's a hard. I mean,
That's a hard thing, guys.
really hard. I can't even like. I get it. I get it. I like with my. I get it. I've seen people like.
I get both sides of it. I get his side more with the daughter. I no matter what they feel for you, your daughter should be even treated better than they're treating you. You know what I mean? Like you may get treated like shit, but doesn't mean you treat your kids like shit, like your grandkids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, their relationship with you is separate from the children. Those
That's
are
what I meant to
separate
say. Sorry.
relationships in general.
Oh,
yeah.
exactly. And I have tried, but at the end of the day, it's come down to the fact where she's full of excuses, and it's like, well, but meanwhile, it's like the other with my sister, she'll drop in a freaking hat to her in a heartbeat. It's like, okay, see ya.
Okay.
I don't know why that occurs because they don't understand that it's not you that they're affecting. They're affecting the child more, which should mean like a lot in the sense of that's your grandchild. So you're like, it's not don't. It's not,
Be a
treat your-
50-50.
it's not- no, it's not treat your child bad too. It's not. But I'm saying that is a whole other separate thing that you could have that relate. You could see your little granddaughter without seeing.
I bet you. I bet
Yeah,
you
like, you
anymore.
don't necessarily have to have a relationship.
Yeah.
But they should have
Grandma
that
and
relationship
grandma.
with the child.
Yeah, that's the
I
problem.
had the
with
same
that.
argument with my baby daddy
I
actually
was gonna
because
say that. Yeah.
he has hate for me for some reason. He doesn't
Yeah.
even know why. So then he's never been a part of his daughter's life.
That's
That's
like
what I'm
mine.
saying.
And I've told him, I'm like, we don't need a relationship. We
Right.
can be Gucci, like mutual, but we don't need to actually have anything there. Just be respectful. And you have a relationship with her because that's a completely separate
That's
person.
your daughter.
Well, that's growth and maturity because people should know that. Listen, there's centers you can drop kids off. There's grandparents you can drop kids off at. You don't ever have to even see each other. The kids have the kids have a right to have a relationship like with both parents. Being if the parents are both good, like you don't have some like deadbeat any person. But I'm saying so they have nothing to do. That's why I don't get it. Don't be mad. You can beat me all you want. But that has nothing to do with the kids, right? Like,
if you want to be
It's
a
just, I
grandparent,
would be there though during his visit if it was to happen, just because I want to be there to supervise.
yeah, but if you want to be a grandparent, okay, just like if you want to be a parent, effort goes both ways. If that grandma's once in a blue moon and every once like more than once a month comes and says, "Hey, hardworking, I'm going to use your name. Hey, I'm going to take the daughter. I'm going to take your daughter out and whatever." Eventually, the daughter's going to turn around. "Hey, Dad, I want to go to grandma's. I want to go to grandma's." Why? Because she knows grandma's going to give her attention. But as soon as she realizes that, wait a minute, grandma all of a sudden looks at me and goes, but all of a sudden helps somebody else, the kid's going to see that and go, "I don't want to see grandma. Don't bring grandma. Why do you bring her over? She doesn't know anything about me." You know what I mean? It happens both ways. There's a negative to a positive. I'm the type where let her come to you and say, "Hey, Dad, you know what I mean? I'm noticing this," and then you can go to your mom and say, "Hey, she came to me. Now it's my turn to be pissed." Does that make sense?
Yeah, that is valid. That is, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Let her come to you and say, "Okay, Dad, grandma doesn't want to," you know what I mean? Then you can go, "Wait a minute. Now it's my turn. You pissed off my kid. You know what I mean? And I'm your kid." You know what I mean? Like it's giving you that extra motivation because this is your child. You're supposed to raise your child the way you want respect. She wants respect from grandma. Well, you want to go visit grandma? Maybe you should show up once in a while without the son there or without mom there. The son just happened. You know what I mean? Like both parents don't have to be there for you to stop by to say hi to your grandchild. My mother-in-law stopped by at least twice a week to say hi to my son, and she works in Belleville. and that's in like, you know what I mean. So it's a half an hour away for her to come here, another half an hour to drive home because after work she comes here and sees her son, my grandson. You know what I mean? Goes out of her way to do it because he wants to go to grandma's stuff. Like he'll say, "Hey, Dad, can I go to grandma's?" Bye. Go to grandma's. Like you have that relationship, take it, buddy.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. I think what also makes it harder, right, is like nowadays that the society is not the same it was, say, 20 years ago, right? Like it wasn't.
Correct.
It wasn't where we have like you had the luxury of a grandparent being free all the time, like opposed
Correct.
to say when I was a kid, like 20 years ago, or 25 years ago, it was different because nowadays everyone's freaking working 40, 50-hour weeks because we can't afford
Correct.
nothing.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, hate not being wrong on that one, but it's like
No, it's the reality of back in our day, the generational living. It was a big thing, though. You lived with your parents, you lived with your grandparents. You all helped out, you all contributed. You all had your negativity to your positivity. You know what I mean? But now then it turned into, in my opinion, to where the man has to run the home type idea. Like he goes out and has the job, the woman stays home and cooks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To now where the women and the men are both going, wait a minute. I know I'm not lazy, but I'm learning that just because I stayed home doesn't mean I'm lazy.
No.
No, but I had to learn that myself, though. For the longest time, I took that as a loss as a man.
Because that's society. That's society who makes these ridiculous rules for people and don't understand that sometimes the dynamic works the other way. It doesn't mean it always works the traditional way, and there's nothing wrong with it. You're still the parent of the child, of the children. So what does it matter? Like, so somebody,
like I said, grade 7 education, and both my first wife and my second wife both went to college and university. Who are they going to hire? Someone with barely grade 7, or someone with university? I think I'm going to stay home. I just have that feeling. You know what I mean?
And
Here's
raising kids is a really hard job. Like seriously, I don't think people always realize it's a job. It's a really important
it's
job.
never ending job though. It's not like you can go on break. Like it's not a thing.
24/7.
Yeah, it's not very different because you're in the same place. Remember, when you leave your work and you go home. When you're at home, you don't leave your home to go home.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
So it's a different dynamic. It's a different brain adaptation to it's very different. People that belittle that or they comment on that, they can't do the job, and that's why they do it.
Honestly, when I was younger, I didn't comprehend how much of a job it was.
Yeah, right.
Until I experienced it myself, I can honestly say that I was ignorant to it, and now that I know, I'm like, man, these women or men who are raising these kids, kudos, especially.
Did you grow up where the dad is out working and mom is at home? Dad don't come home. Dad's working, mom's at home.
Yeah, but I also was in a not. My parents hated me, and I was in an abusive home as well. So everyone has their own dynamics, but I also was married at one point, and where it was so it was the old school views. But honestly, it's whoever's raising the kid. Kudos, because I honestly never knew how much work it was, and
you don't realize. You just don't realize that you are on call.
The only job that doesn't come with a manual. It's the only job that doesn't come with a manual.
And toddlers are little wrecking balls.
That's a whole other
realm. Absolutely. And nowadays, with now both of us working, it's one of those things where my daughter, honestly, I can be honest, my daughter's struggling with the fact that mom and me are both working. I work 40, 50 hours a week in the Loblaws DC, and now my wife works 40 plus hours as an insurance broker. So my daughter's well, why doesn't mom and dad have time for me all the time? They used to. It's oh, great, here we go.
Yeah, it's hard. I know, and it is.
But there's going to be a benefit at one point where where you guys see as maybe a neglect, your child's going to see the hard work that you did to keep things going.
Exactly. like as I say to people jokingly, like my coworkers, I'm like, essentially what my wife's money is, she makes the play money. I just work. Like,
Yeah.
I pay the bills, she has the play money, so we get to do the things like
You have the ability to do that, and like I said, at some time your daughter will realize that. Wait a minute, for me to have all this stuff I've ever had, my mom and dad, what I think now is, you know what I mean, hardworking to right when she's like 7 or 8, mom and dad aren't there. You know what I mean? But as she gets older, she does understand because I was my wife. She worked midnights and had a hard time, and her daughter struggled with that.
yeah. So again, like it's just the way society norm is. But I think the one thing I think the one thing I have learned from all this at the end of the day is that we only can do what we can do, and it's as I said, it was much different 25 years ago, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. I think that's what really drives me insane with it. I think that would be a trauma. Is that you get? I'm sorry, I don't mean to bash boomers in any means, but they pull up the bullshit excuse. Oh well, you can do this and this. Oh well, give up your fucking Starbucks. I'm like, really? I'm like, no. Like I've silenced my grandparents many times on this issue. I've looked at them like, no. When you bought a house, it was 20 times different than what we have.
Oh yeah, trust me. Yeah, it is. Hi Ryan, did you want to say something?
Yeah. Is everyone not going to talk about the Joker at the top?
Yeah. Do you see her makeup? It's amazing.
Like no one just...
I'm just waiting.
No, we knew. No, we knew she was doing that. No, we did. No, we did. You missed it. We knew she was doing her makeup. We're just waiting to see the finished product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We knew. We all know.
You're gonna go out in public like that, or what?
Possibly.
Walk into a school like that. Let's see what happens.
And does that mean you're gonna go out in public like that with just the one eye coming out of your mask?
I would do it.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, then everything's all cool then, right?
I have friends that dress up in different costumes. They like to dress up like clowns and stuff, and they will go out everywhere dressed up like that. Let people be who they want to be. If it's not your thing, that's totally respectable, and I get it. But other people, it is their thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool, everyone can do what they want, I like I'm a fan of Batman, so I'm all
I like it. I think it's cool.
I used to like Batman when I was
Mine's the furries, okay? I can't take the people, okay? Not how.
Is it hard to
The furries. Okay, draw the line on furries. I'm gonna draw the line on the furries there.
Thank you. Okay, if I was a janitor, I am pissed, okay? If there's a cat litter, I am quitting, okay? I ain't not happy, okay? I don't know what you would do.
Bro, who is this guy?
Hi, how are you? Hi, Jeff. How you doing?
Yo, I think I have Wait, did someone send me a gift or some shit? I got like 99 coins.
I think it was Bruce.
Oh shit, Bruce. Yo.
Oh, that was cool.
Yo, thanks, Bruce. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, you know Bruce. He's good. Oh, Japheth, where are you? Where are you there?
I'm by a river in Jamaica.
Oh, you're in Jamaica? Oh, wow. That's cool.
Look at this one.
Yeah,
See?
Oh, wow.
Bless up, bless up.
Here, let me put you, hold on. Let me put you on the big screen. Let me see.
He works on motorbikes.
Oh, wow. Look at the next
Oh,
day.
yeah, that one over there. That one over there, that one is mine. That one is not moving.
I have a bike kind of like that in my backyard, almost. It's probably way older though.
That's cool. Are you fixing them?
Yeah,
Are you
I see
fixing the
right
bikes?
here,
Like, oh, cool.
I can fix them, but me and my thugs here, this is one of the thugs here who ride a bike.
Bro, what is
Falcon,
going on,
that one
bro?
over there, that guy, Falcon. That one there is Bruce. That one there is Grandfather, Newborn. All of us. Couple of us.
Wow.
Come to the river.
Well, hello from Canada.
It's summertime here.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. A lot of people
Bro,
are
what the
healthy
heck?
everywhere.
Nice, man. Nice. That's cool, bro.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, you have to
Oh,
come to
that's
Jamaica to enjoy. Huh?
yeah, you're right.
Imagine,
Yeah.
yeah, it's even in the summertime like now. Oh God, Jamaica is very nice like now. Serious.
It looks
Who
amazing.
ever come Jamaica before?
I've never been to Jamaica. I would like to go to
Why?
Jamaica. That would be nice.
Oh,
It's so
I see
cool.
it. So where all of the guys here from?
Canada.
Canada.
Canada. So we can smoke on my live.
Mars.
Huh?
Oh, hi.
You can smoke on the live.
No.
No. Okay. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. You better, you better not. I know.
Oh.
Huh?
Yeah, they won't allow that on our end.
Yeah, fringe. You're gonna get banned, bro. Just like if there's smoke, it's gonna be like it's gonna like flag the live or some shit. So just tell him not to do that.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. It sucks because I like to see the. I hate how we have so many rules. We can't even freaking like who cares?
Yeah, yeah, but like there's kids here, so like
I know.
they gotta like protect the kids.
You know, you think that if you put the age restriction on your live, that it shouldn't matter.
I think yeah.
Maybe I didn't do that. I don't know if I did.
So
yeah, man.
So we are planning to come Jamaica soon.
So that's nice. Wow, you guys are. That's a nice day. That's a nice day there. It looks so nice. Wow.
It kind of looks like there's really no difference between Jamaica and Canada, in terms of like the forests and stuff and the nature and shit.
Well, the weather. They got weather all year round. We don't.
Yeah.
Can you show me the water? The water actually looks so clear.
The water in Canada is all toxic, bro. The lake
is it?
The lakes are toxic. All the water is toxic. Like, the beach water is toxic. It's all toxic in Canada. Like in Jamaica, it's good in Jamaica. Like it's good in the
In the north, it's not as bad. I thought, like Great Bear Lake.
Depends where you go, but like the 5 major lakes I'm talking about are pretty toxic. It's just brown water.
I know Lake Superior. When you run your hands through it, there's like these little circular like gel thing, or there used to be when I was growing up, like little weird see-through gel things in the water.
Yeah, that's just probably plastic.
That's probably what, sorry?
I said it was probably plastic.
No, it's like squishy. It's like gelatin.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's like lots of them. You'd run your hand. This was a couple years ago. I don't know if it's still like this. And you'd like collect a whole bunch of them, and they're like weird. It's like little gel.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Probably some like I don't even know, bro. I don't trust Ontario water. I don't trust water in Canada.
It's unbearable for a reason. And like there's a military base underneath it too.
Oh, that's probably from the military then.
Maybe.
Or like wastewater.
I heard Great Bear Lake.
Yo, can you mute Jeff? Can you mute Jeff? Because like there's a lot of noise. Yeah, so
I did. Did it work? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it worked, yeah.
Great Lake is supposed to be like there's like this prophecy that like everyone's supposed to meet up there because it's like the biggest freshwater lake I think in Canada. And like it's I don't know, there's like different species on each different end of the lake and whatnot.
Yeah, that's interesting, but it's rare to find those kinds of lakes. You know, the Clearwater lakes is pretty rare. I know they have them in British Columbia. But
Yeah, in the Northwest Territory, like Nahanni, it's like untouched by man pretty much. So
yeah, those ones are really rare. I know in Norway they've got a few like clear lakes but yeah, city of Toronto doesn't really care about keeping the water clean. like Canada doesn't really care about water. They just care about carbon in the air. But when it comes to water, they don't give a shit. You know
Oh, that we're gonna sell it off to China anyway, sooner than not.
what the
If we
lakes?
haven't already. Yeah, more than likely. Oh yeah.
Bro,
No, they've already turned some of the lakes into corporations.
I mean, I'm not surprised. Like they might
There's gonna
start
be a
drilling
war.
for oil underneath the lakes or something. Like you're gonna see a bunch of Chinese drills, you know, and
No, there's gonna be a war over the fresh water in a couple years apparently.
probably. The thing is, you don't need to fight over fresh water because you could convert salt water to fresh water.
Oh
It
yeah,
just
and there's primary water too.
primary water. Yeah, primary water. Mm,
Is under the crust water.
yeah, I've seen a few stories about primary water. I don't know if it's like legit though, because you're talking about water gushing from the earth. Is that what you're talking about? Like water gushing from the earth?
Gushing from the earth. I don't know if it gushes from the earth, but I know it's beneath.
Underneath the earth. I mean, it's possible. I don't know really know.
Well, like when you you can drill a well to get to the water line and stuff. That's like, wouldn't that be primary water in a sense?
Yeah,
It's water.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, like we have more than enough water. Like you don't need to fight over fresh water.
No, but
There's-
people are silly.
the thing with turning salt water to fresh water just takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy.
Reverse
That's the downside.
osmosis.
Yeah, that still takes a lot of energy, reverse osmosis, and it's really expensive because you gotta replace the membrane. You gotta replace the membranes. You gotta replace the filters. So it's really tedious and it's expensive. It's way cheaper to just filter lake water. It's
You
way
just also
cheaper.
distill it. Would that work?
Huh?
Distilling the water.
Yeah,
Using a
distilling the water takes a lot of energy because you got to boil the water, and then you got to condense it, and then like it takes a lot of energy. It's super expensive, but
We're running off free energy, which is capable of doing.
I mean, technically, uh, technically the universe is made out of matter and energy. So
Yeah. We're walking back.
energy is technically free. You just kind of harness it.
Yeah,
So-
from the ether. Ether.
Well, not just the ether. Like you gotta harness it in any way possible. Like you gotta either burn it, you gotta burn wood, you gotta
There's natural gases from waste.
you
We are
gotta,
actually walking
like
batteries.
harness kinetic energy. You could harness static electricity. You could harness like there's different types of ways to harness electricity or energy. It's some ways are easier, some ways are more expensive, but it's still like it's really easy though. It's just sometimes it's just more expensive.
Yeah, unless you don't care what your setup looks like and you do it kind of like red green style with duct tape, so to speak.
Don't let Ryan go off like that.
I was just gonna say it sounds
Nah.
like Ryan's running out of energy and maybe needs to go take a nap with all the yawning he's doing.
Nah.
I'm outside.
Nah, too early for nap times, bro. Too early for that.
This is a pretty low key live right now, so I mean I have a hard time staying awake.
No.
Well, usually mine aren't.
No.
Usually there's some kind of drama happening.
I know. Well, Aminals is over, and Mino turned his off too. So.
So what is this like the rebound live? Is this
No,
the live?
I was here.
No,
earlier
she was
when you
here.
came in.
She was here.
Okay,
Originally on our
okay.
original topic. I'm just outside.
I just had things to do, you know, like adult things,
Yeah.
like re-register my vehicles and
Oh,
shit.
shoot.
Yeah, you know, I don't think so. You wouldn't be used to it, Ryan.
What?
Another,
What?
so Katrina, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm loving it. It's like plus 30 here right now.
So nice.
Oh damn! You're in the car.
No, I'm outside. I'm walking.
Oh.
It's not really plus 30 here. It's plus
It's
20.
really
It feels
nice.
like plus 80.
Really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice here.
Bro, yo, that live you hosted yesterday about who would survive, men or
Yeah.
women. I almost got
You
crucified
did.
in that live.
You did. I know.
I almost got
I
crucified.
did DM you though, Ryan, because
Oh,
I
yeah?
don't hate you.
Because you know that's
Yeah.
why what you said is the definition of why people would choose the bear.
Yeah, but like,
Not surprised.
That's what you said.
the thing is, like, in an ideal world, it would have been better if we worked together.
Yes.
But in an apocalypse, there's no way people are going to work together. Just humans are just
You are correct.
crazy creatures. So,
Dog eat dog world. But there are some small communities that will work together.
Oh yeah, but Ryan's whole thing. I don't know if were you here yesterday, Bree?
No.
Yeah, his whole thing was men are stronger, so they'll live. They'll survive more, and that's what started it all. When no one takes into consideration your capabilities of things that others aren't capable of, and it wasn't all boiled down to strength, right?
Well, yeah.
And he kept going back to that in history, and let's face it, women aren't defenseless anymore.
Yeah, and Ryan, you live in Toronto. Can you survival skills? I've lived off the grid before.
So, I mean,
And then,
You know, I'm gonna say this right
Ryan
now, too,
right away said he would go grab all of his Bitcoin and precious metals and he would
Oh,
survive.
I've heard him say that before too. Okay.
It's useless.
Listen, your can of soup would be worth more than the Bitcoin. I'm going to tell you right now.
It would be. It would be.
100%.
Would you be able to open the can of soup?
The game's Pollard is a good example.
regardless of what I would do or what I can do, I'm speaking based on averages, right? Averages based on human history. What has happened?
We're talking about right here and now, not history. Here and now. Do you think
I know,
rights
I
are
know, but-
yourself?
Trying to get across to him.
But hold on. In order to determine how humans react in survival situations, we have
Everyone's
to
a case to
hold
case
on.
basis.
Yeah, so we have to see how humans reacted in previous scenarios when there was a famine, when there was a severe drought, when there was calamity. How did humans respond?
Well, the Chinese ate their children.
Yeah, but people have
so-
more knowledge now, right, Ryan? So what, like, Ryan, you can say you know how to start a fire because a book told you how to start a fire. Have you ever been out in the woods and started a fire, regardless of your knowledge, just because a book tells you how to? You can't.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, so like there has
buckle up.
There have been like micro apocalypses that have happened. For example, Venezuela, when the currency collapsed and there was an economic collapse, people were literally eating their pet dogs. That's how bad it was. It was literally, yeah. So most people don't know about the Venezuelan collapse and the collapse in Greece. This was not too long ago, actually. This was
I remember it. I remember it.
Wasn't that a couple years ago?
So what had happened in Venezuela is the men created like these type of gangs, and they stormed these like the what were they called these little, man, I forgot the name. There was a name for them. The favelas, yeah. Oh my god, dude, yeah. So anyway, these gangs, these men, predominantly men, they would storm the favelas and they would just like ransack all of the women and the children's stuff, and that's how they managed to survive. And a lot of the men ended up on top. And so the reason I say this is not because I hate women or anything. I'm just looking at history, and I'm analyzing.
You're a woman hater.
Okay, so let's
No,
go.
no,
Do you think you would survive yourself?
Well,
You guys-
in my humble opinion, I think I would do better. I would be fine. I would be absolutely fine, just because like I've been prepared for this kind of scenario. So if there was an EMP, if there was some sort of economic collapse, if there was some sort of
What if there's no
massive-
drinking water?
yeah,
What
so
if-
I have iodine tablets. I have all these different things, right? So in the event that
You have a
water,
way to protect yourself?
so hold on. So in the event that there was some sort of catastrophe, I have a blueprint of how I could survive, and me and my friends, we have blueprints in the event that something were to happen. So I'm not too scared about what if, because I'm prepared. But on average, I'm speaking on average, right? So humans on average, we end up like losing that sense of empathy when
Hey,
there's
that's the first time I ever seen you without your filter there.
I know.
Have you ever been
Oh,
out in the
damn.
wilderness and lived
Fringe,
off?
you're a
like,
human being. Human.
He's so beautiful.
Fringe, you're a human being. Oh my god. I thought you were
More than we can say for you, Ryan.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Okay, but Ryan, have you ever been in the bush and wilderness? Have you ever hunted or anything like that, or fished? I'm just curious.
That's what I was trying to say yesterday.
Okay, so you've never done that, but you have a blueprint, you have an idea and a concept of what you would do, but you've never actually done these things.
Never executed it.
So you think you would survive over someone who has experience living off grid and knows how to hunt and fish and all that stuff? Because I've done all these things before.
Right. I'm not saying you don't know how to do it, but what I'm saying is, on average.
No, but we're asking if you do.
Hold on. What I'm saying is.
No. I'm asking you. I don't care about history.
Okay.
You don't care about your blueprints. Do you know how to start a fire in the wild? Do you know how to hunt a small animal?
Do you know how to fish?
Do you know how to open a can of soup?
Have you done anything like this?
Yeah. So.
It's a yes or no question.
Yeah.
I do actually.
It's so funny. Answer the question.
So
Yes or no, Ryan.
The tables have turned.
We don't need an explanation.
Yeah, Ryan, I can't even hear you. Come on, yes or no? Come on, Sham.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, but you've never been in the woods. But you know how to do these things.
Yes, I have the. I have been in the woods before. Are you saying that we don't have woods here in Toronto? We have.
No, but I am saying that you're definitely not fishing from the
I've
woods.
been camping. I've been in the woods.
Alan Gardens doesn't count.
Imagination of being in the
in a trailer, camping in a trailer.
No.
Bring your own pup tent.
He was a Boy Scout.
No.
Alan Gardens and Edwards Gardens don't count. That's where you get pictures.
Alan Gardens.
Alan
Gardens.
Alan Gardens doesn't count. Hang on, I'm gonna flip the camera. I want to show you guys something. Hold on. How do I flip this damn freaking camera?
You don't seem like too.
I can just go fish in the lake right out my back door.
Fringe, you got great hair, Fringe. You got don't let no one.
It's not gray. No, it's white hair. It's white hair. You know, I had white hair when I was 20, so that doesn't offend me in any way. I don't really care.
Bro, that's
I'm
rare.
getting
That's
my,
rare.
I'm getting my hair, my roots done tomorrow.
I love your hair. French, you said great hair, not
Yeah,
gray
it's
hair.
okay. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. Hold on, I'm gonna show you.
I wish I had freaking white hair, bro. Like platinum? Is that platinum?
This is my
Or
this is
Gabon?
my hair.
been paid for that shit. Also look good as they age as
Yeah.
well.
How the freak do I do this shit? Freaking, I can't see a damn
I
thing.
paid
for the hair to be flat.
Oh,
I
Fringe,
can't
I
see
love
the
you,
damn
girl.
freaking thing. My eyes, man.
French, I'm trying to let you know, you click this
just playing
three little
soccer.
dots,
Oh.
you'll get the menu up.
Well, how do I click?
Yo, guys, guess what? I'm able to go live now, so
Really?
I'm yeah.
Are you
I'm
gonna
able
show
to
us
go
your
live.
face finally? Oh, I can't wait.
Show
I'm
us.
excited.
Probably.
Show us your face, Ryan.
Come on, Ryan, show
Right,
us.
And I've been waiting to hear it in your face.
Yeah.
How do you flip it?
The reason why I might not want to is because I got a lot of enemies. So
You don't say.
Dude, no one
yeah. So
1 second, guy. Just go flip.
It doesn't
flip.
flip. Yeah, just 1 second.
Like a blink of an eye.
Yeah, just blink that little eye that you got there.
That's all we've ever seen. And it's
Show
like
me
not
your
even his
real buddies.
eyeball, not even
yeah,
his
like
eye.
I've been in the woods. I've been camping. Like I'm.
I love it. Show me how dirty you are. Then, if you've been in the woods, I just want one look at you right now. If you're dirty, construction-y, I don't care.
He's hot. He
Show us.
He's like a tech.
Bro, why?
So if you got like motherboards for some reason taped to your face, that's cool. Just show us.
Yeah.
It's cool. Right, just show us.
I don't
Yeah. I don't really.
Come on, Ryan.
I don't really know why y'all obsessed with me, bro. Like.
What
I
I'm
can't show
concerned
my
about
face
is
because
why
I
you're
don't
so
have the
obsessed
followers.
not showing
I'm
us.
trying to help Fringe out right now.
I can't.
Yeah.
Just give me 1 second. Fringe. What I was trying to say is, if you click on your picture, like your video.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, appreciate it, man.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah.
He wants you to take.
Yo, Bruce, come up and save me, man. Come up and save me.
You where your camera is.
If you show us.
No,
Oh, wait, I
no
got it.
saving.
I think I got it. Did I get it?
No.
No.
Ryan, I'm fixated, man. I'm fixated. You're now my goal. Okay? Forget all the goals I had. You're now the goal. You're now the focus. Ryan, I'm gonna look for you.
All the other
Just,
Fringe, those
just
socks,
show me.
those socks.
Just show me once.
You did have it. Now you're back. Do you see my socks?
You can do it.
See my socks?
Yeah, we saw your feet.
You see my socks and sandals?
Yeah, we
Hold
saw
on,
your
my socks and sandals.
Socks.
Yeah.
Ryan.
I was trying to tell you, but if everybody's talking
Is
over
that
each
it
other.
now?
Oh, there we go. Socks.
There you go.
Good, good. Socks.
Stop wearing that.
So, anyways, Ryan, I cannot show my
Come
face
on,
because
Ryan.
I don't
Whoa,
have the
shit! Is that
followers,
your
but this
car?
is my
We the
real
fringe?
It's not my car, but I'm for you.
Oh shit! I was about to say. Like, what the hell? What the hell? Why they got the front?
You should see the
What
truck
the
driver.
heck?
I'm walking. I think it's funny.
man.
I thought that was
Who
funny.
cares if they have pride
Are you
flag
talking about? It's
sometimes?
not sandals, guys. They're slides. People wear socks
Looking
and
away from the
slides.
subject at hand.
They're not.
It's
They're
sandals.
slides, man. You don't see people wearing socks and slides.
It's the same thing.
Yo, socks and slides are like the go-to when you're just on the move.
Yeah.
Gross.
Me no care.
Yo, I don't even care.
Think for
Gross.
yourself.
I call mine slippers. Yeah, when you need to go,
No.
slippers are there.
When I want to look
Socks
like
and sandals
I'm white
disgusting.
trash, I put on my flip-flops and my socks. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'm 1 out of 6 people in my house that absolutely refuses
wouldn't
to wear
be
socks
caught
and sandals,
dead
and I will not
in
walk
public
beside
with
my
that.
family when they're wearing socks and sandals.
I used to be like that too, but then I was just like, I'm already a dumpster fire. So.
Sorry, Ryan. I can't really hear you because I can't see you. I'm trying to read your lips.
I
I'm
can
not
hear
trying
better
to-
when I can
wear
read your
work
lips.
boots with socks
Ryan, you got to take the wall down.
before I did that.
Maybe.
Like,
maybe
This is a
later.
safe space. It's a safe space.
Not right now, bro. Not right now.
You
Bro.
Ryan,
got
come
him.
on. At least
I am not a bro. I am a bra. Okay. No bro
Oh,
here.
guys,
just
I'm on
bra.
7% because I'm out. But if it dies, I'm sorry. I will start it when I get home. My phone just was not charging at home at all. It was overheating, and so I thought I'd like go for a walk and kind of have it cool down a little bit. But
Are you not prepared with a solar
Ryan,
powered
before her
charger?
phone dies, do the
Ryan,
big
come on.
reveal.
Ryan,
Do the
Ryan, come on.
reveal.
Do it, Ryan.
No pressure, just do it.
Why does it even
Don't
matter?
just do it. That's right.
It
No
only
pressure,
matters
cat.
because
Cat
you
says
won't
cat's right.
No pressure, just do it.
Why
I'm
is
joining
it
your
Come on,
live
Ryan.
tonight, Ryan. If you're having a live, I'm joining you.
My
Yeah, well,
topic's gonna
And
be
Come on,
your
Ryan.
whole live is going
My
to be
topic is
based
gonna
on
be-
showing your damn face.
It's
What's
gonna
your
be not
topic
showing
gonna
your
be?
face.
my topic's gonna
Ryan's
be
face.
about it's gonna be
Ryan's
about
face.
how time doesn't
Oh,
exist.
I'm gonna take over your whole live. I'm gonna take over your whole live.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to come in there and
I'll
just
take
cause
over his
so much
live.
havoc.
No, I'm kidding. It's gonna be about are men better than women? I'm kidding. No, it's not.
No, you're not
It's
kidding.
gonna be about
He's not kidding.
You're
it's gonna be
brave.
about it's gonna be about
It's gonna be about you revealing your face.
what if I don't have a face, then what?
It'll bring people
Well,
into your
then, you know
live.
what? The mystery will be
Of course you
solved.
have a face.
People in there.
What?
Of course you have a face. What do you mean you don't have a face?
No, he
How do you
only
know
has
I'm
an
not? How do you know
eyeball.
I'm not?
He
How
only
do
has
you know
an
I'm not a
eyeball.
Ryan,
spirit?
even if
How do
you
know
had
I'm
an
not-
eyeball, I would still come to your live, like even with your eyeball.
He's a cyclops. He's a
What if I was
cyclops.
just like a eye? What if I just had an eyeball on my head? You know, one big eyeball.
So show us. That would be
That's
cool.
like the some of the angels in the Bible. They were just a bunch of eyeballs. So,
Okay, but is that actually your real eyeball, Ryan?
You'll never know.
no?
Bro. You'll never
We
know,
will
bro.
tonight when we go to your live.
I gotta go change my picture. I have a
There's
perfect
ways.
eyeball for you.
We have
You'll never know.
Ryan. Come on.
But yeah, bro.
Bra.
Bro.
Definitely start.
Topic change back to
I could definitely start campfires. I could definitely start all that shit.
Oh, that's not what we're talking about.
If you've never done
We're
it,
not talking about that anymore. That's come and gone.
yeah, if you've never done it, that means if you and I were fishing and I could probably catch a fish before you because you have a blueprint, whereas I've already done it
Yeah.
and numerous of times in
She's not-
in a
she's not
variety of
using her
ways.
blueprint to
And
figure
then
out
just
how
for
to
fun, like
put it
since
warm
I
on a
Yeah, my
don't
blueprint
have
is up
sensitive
here.
Weapons. I got a taser, so like yeah.
I mean, I don't have
Oh,
any,
I love
but I know how to
tasers.
do it.
No,
Well,
but
it's a cattle prod.
Ryan, can you start a fire without any materials? Like only what you find in the woods.
Probably not.
I like the honesty.
Yeah, I do
About
too.
time. About time.
Yeah.
You
I
have
appreciate
the
it.
knowledge.
I'd probably just like.
Try.
I've never done it either, so I don't know. But I've watched a lot of different shows and ways on how.
I don't know, bro. I would just like kind of suck it up and just
So I
like
could
handle the
probably
cold, you
do
know?
it.
You know, just like man up. You know?
You wouldn't even
Man up.
try.
Would you be willing to get naked with another dude to get warm?
Little broke back.
Nah, I'd probably rather die, honestly.
Dude, I would get naked with 20 dudes or 20 women just to stay warm. I don't give a
It's
fuck.
Yeah.
for women.
Nah, bro. I'm going out with dignity, bro. I'm going out like a
Dude,
champ, bro.
Dude,
You
you
know?
need to plug in to get warm? Sure, why not?
Nah, bro.
I guess the point is you wouldn't be going out with anything. You would just be going out.
I find a bear to stay warm with.
Yeah, but I would
He's there naked by himself.
I'd rather be unalived than to degrade myself like that, bro.
I think your mind would change if you were
Like in a
actually in a
life
situation.
Hell no, bro. Hell no, bro. I'm not.
Just put a friendship pillow between
Why do we
you.
have to be naked? Why can't we be
Maybe if there was like 10 hot girls, and yeah, I get naked with them probably.
They probably wouldn't have to be hot. Is Melissa hot?
Melissa, who's the Melissa?
Oh, we know who Melissa is.
Melissa, who's that? Melissa?
I heard you named your friend Melissa. Your hand.
Oh.
Oh my god.
That's what somebody told me. A couple little birdies.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Is
Yeah.
Melissa hot?
Yeah, she's good. She's Gucci.
Does she have some calluses at least for some friction? Or?
Yeah.
No, probably no calluses there. Eh?
Does she ever
Yeah.
like cheat on you with another man?
Yeah.
Are you homophobic, Ryan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you really?
Why would I be homophobic? My girlfriend's gay.
Oh, dude, you do right.
$20
Well,
is $20
so
bucks,
why wouldn't you snuggle with another dude naked?
Does that mean
live
your
and stay warm?
girlfriend is trans?
No, and you can totally put a friendship pillow there between your stuffs. And
They probably just have a glory hole.
through the pillow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Glory
I mean,
hole.
you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Right?
Glory hole's one of my fantasies.
Dude, there's so many glory holes around.
What? Where?
Everywhere. You ever been to a truck stop?
I've never
I've
seen
been to a
one.
couple of trucks. Well, I guess they wouldn't have them in the women's bathrooms.
Go to a truck stop, dude.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I would. If I was
would.
really broke, I would just like sell my cheeks, for a dollar.
Yeah, you'd clap with it using your hand.
Dude, $1's $1. Who cares?
$1 is
Exactly.
worth nothing today.
You know what? In this day and age, is 20 whatever euro
20
is,
bucks
and
is 20
apparently
bucks.
you can do
A
and
dollar
be
is a
whatever
dollar,
you
man.
want.
You gotta make the money somehow.
Dude, do you know how much money you could make
Bro,
standing on
in
a
an
corner?
in an
20 bucks
it-
is 20 bucks. Like,
You don't
In
even
an-
have to like speak with
in an
people.
apocalypse,
It's
women-
a lot of money.
In an
one day.
apocalypse, like women will actually be safe because their bodies are commodities, right? So you could just
Oh
sell.
no, that's prime like. Mm-mm.
Yeah, so like you could just sell your body for
no,
I
thank
doubt it.
a few.
No,
cans
it's
of
like
food.
I'm like a.
Yeah, so depending on how good looking you are, you could sell your body for like X amount of cans of food.
I don't
Or
think in that
someone
case
could
it would
Wow.
matter.
We're reduced to cans
I
of
don't
food.
I don't think it would matter regarding sex.
No,
No.
it's serious. Do you want to know
You
how I
also
know
sell
this?
your little butt
You want-
cheeks
you
for a
wanna
can
know-
of soup.
$1?
Yeah, so you want to know how I know this is because it happened in
Fucking
every
tea for 2
in
potatoes.
every economic collapse. This is what happened, right? So I know what would happen, right? So women, when they're broke, this is usually how they manage to bargain for food. They either
Yeah.
sell
Okay.
themselves
I've
or
never done
I don't.
that.
I
I've
honestly
got a
don't think
lot
I would
of
have
food.
to be.
And so would men too, believe it or not.
be
And I
fun,
breed
but-
that to the addicts, that men will do anything to get the next one. Yes,
I think
one
Fringe
day,
found that.
but
No,
men
it's
are also
fiction.
involved in that.
You know what?
Yeah,
20
no
bucks is
doubt.
20 bucks. So let's say I was like
Right.
that broke and I needed to go stand on a corner. I could give 10 blowjobs, make 200 bucks. Do you know how quickly a guy, like how quick that blowjob could go? Like I could potentially make like 50 bucks an hour giving blowjobs.
That's
Even
true.
like sometimes you could just touch the dude and he'd be like, "Psh,
Right?
done."
You
And
still
make
only
it
20 bucks, bud.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Where the dude's
mean-
got to do work.
That's true. That's true. But you know, if
20
you're
bucks
if you're
is
if
20
you're a
bucks, kids need to
female,
eat.
if you're a female, you don't ever have to worry about starving in an apocalypse. You know.
Dude, with the
Neither do
lights
you,
off,
though.
it,
I'm
you
sure
wouldn't
you're
even
a
know.
cute boy or
Exactly.
something. So you could sell your little butt on the corner.
Yep,
Probably.
good.
If
You
it's
know what?
dark,
When you get
Hopefully
hungry,
Ryan's
And
smart.
there would be people to take it.
right?
Yeah. A hole is a hole. You never really know once it's dark, right? So
Exactly.
oh,
Lights
you'll
are
know.
off. You're good.
You'll know, especially if you know courtesy spit.
yeah. Well, anyway, I think Fringe's phone died, so probably gonna call it a day. I
Your eye going through that hole, is it going through a buttonhole? Is that what
I don't know. It's going through a glory hole. I'm looking out the other end. You know.
so like someone's gonna hit your eyeball with their
Dude,
finger?
don't look too much in that glory hole. Your eye get poked out.
You're
Yeah,
poked in
straight
the
up.
eye with a
Well, I
comb.
wanted to get poked out. That's the thing. I wanted to get poked out. I want it to get poked out. That's the thing.
Okay.
Anyway,
Before you leave, Ryan, do you think you can give us a glimpse?
yeah,
I'm on that topic.
probably.
There's only 8 people in here. Come on. Come on.
Probably not.
Let me just see. Don't do it yet. I got to.
Oh, he left.
He ran.
He ran away. He was scared.
What a
Judgment
big
day.
fat
Judgment
raspberries.
day is coming.
He's just got to go think about how he's going to sell his blood on the corner.
I know. He's like, fuck. Now I got to figure out all the mathematics of how much money I'm gonna make doing this.
I got to make new blueprints.
Yeah, but he only wanted $1 though. So, I mean, come on.
He's a bargain.
A bargain, many times, yes.
He's going to be like an old catcher's mitt by the end of this apocalypse.
Oh, fucking Ryan. Dude, the guy's smart, but
He's going to make his sign, sucking D for ramen.
just let me build it first.
Oh, this apocalypse is going to be great.
Right?
I'm actually I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
I have mixed feelings, honestly. I don't know.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong, Ryan's smart and everything, but I mean, come on, if it came down to it, being stuck in the wild, I don't know. That guy'd probably be first to be sacrificed.
He would probably find a
Let's see. Would I want to be with Ryan or would I want to be with Bree? Well, I'm going to take Bree. Why? Because she's already got some background experience in it, and probably Kat, you too.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you
I live
because
in a
somebody who
small
has
town,
blueprints.
Central Alberta, right? Like, I mean, I've had.
Oh well, then you're on top of the game. You know what I mean? So all 3 of us so far, we're doing it, and we're going to be able to work through our how to do things because we all have knowledge, maybe the same or also different. And there's always going to be different ways to start a fire, or different things you can use. You know what I mean? And each one of us are going to be able to help each other because of experience.
Don't
The
worry,
thing, I think
Ryan's
Ryan's just
and a bunch of
scared.
other stuff to start fires. We're Gucci.
I think Ryan's just scared though that a woman might be able to do something he can't, and maybe he should actually embrace that to learn something because women are more willing to teach than men are.
Oh yeah.
So why don't we just create something called TikTok Survivor, and we'll have like a group of 3 women and 3 men, and hey, just stick us out there. We'll get the men with the blueprints only, and us 3. And we'll just go out for a week, and who can survive? You know, I bet you the men will be like coming over. What's that good smell? You know.
Okay, I have to admit, I'd take Anarchy because he's a really good thief. So he can go into people's camps and steal shit for us.
I got a bunch of like weapons too, so
You're in Anarchy. You're in.
Okay.
We have to have.
I got my skill set.
Yeah,
that's right. Everybody's got their skill set for sure.
And he aspires
And
to
me,
live in
I'm-
the woods. So
Go ahead. Sorry, I missed that.
he also aspires to live in the woods on his own.
I do.
So
Oh.
I'm halfway. I'm almost ready to take my backpack and don't
almost,
look
eh?
back.
Well, Timothy will welcome you with open arms.
Yeah. He said I could go live on his land.
That's just a long trek to get to him.
Yeah, it's
She said all of them are up to one uni, bro.
That don't make no sense. Just give me uni and done.
Hey, nobody know want to change their name, bad man. Nobody know want to.
So all of that, so me now we keep my Grammy. I was about Grammy. Right up. If me
I
set one by nobody
you
that.
bigger that you say you change and nobody know business where you
I
want to
never say me never change it to one by nobody.
Okay.
That's
You
the
done
thing.
it.